Yes, we're doing it again. Another episode, another day, and I'm super stoked to be here today. Today is episode 28, and I have Michael Dardant on today. Michael Dardant, a good friend of mine, a magician, a comedian, an actor, absolutely just how many awards? 30 something awards, the most awarded American magician that is living in today, the world that we're in. This is Michael Dardant. I'm bringing him onto camera. I cannot wait for this episode. But guys, there's so much to learn about this guy and so much that he has to offer. So here we go. He should be getting in now. I'm excited. Yes. And here he is. We've got that's not Michael Dardant. That's Freak VR.
Yeah. Let me switch the view here. This was the best way to do it than be actually live. Oh, I can't really zoom. All right.
But that's perfect. We can totally see what you're doing.
But unfortunately, I'll have to hold these up. You can't really hear. Obviously, better with the music. Double pop? Oh man, I don't know if I can afford this. I didn't bring that much cash. I don't know if I like that. You made my. All right, that is what is essentially going on behind me. This is the real world. Wait, hold on. Let me. Why did I lose your volume?
My bad. I muted myself so I could hear the music. How long have you been doing Freak VR, the character?
So it actually started a little bit before the pandemic. Let me pause this. Kind of just because I realized it wasn't already happening. I was loving virtual reality games. I found it's an amazing workout, and it was like a chance to like really feel like play these games where you completely zone out and feel like a ninja. And when I realized mixed reality exists where you can see the character in the game, basically I would go to all these different streams and people are playing the game and doing a beautiful job of it, but they're just wearing like gym shorts. And I was like, wait a minute. And it was hard to find anybody who was like truly in character or had a color scheme or just did something above and beyond to really be immersed in it. And so I started trying to match my color scheme like a total Metro Ninja and basically have different ninja outfits so that when I'm in the game, I look like a game character. Now there's some like really amazing cosplay going on because of the nature of the game where people are actually playing and dressing as specific characters. And it's really incredible to see. It's a really cool thing to tune in. If that's your thing, if that's what you're watching, you might want to watch a cooking show. You might want to watch Paul's podcast. Right.
So, the character, the Freak VR character that you're playing, that all just it was an evolution. Do you feel that you are in essence part of the precipice of other people doing characters because of you?
Oh, I wouldn't say. Well, some actually say that. There's some successful streamers that later say like, yeah, I got inspired by you and what you were doing. And I didn't realize at the time, but I wouldn't say, no, I'm not the only person to think of it by far. And there's in the past been people that they dress either as specific characters or as the game character when they're playing what I call a pancake game, two-dimensional. So someone, and I do that when I'm, and it's sort of an excuse for me to play video games. It's like, all right, I'm gonna make it productive. I'm now dressed as my character in GTA.
Right.
And so there's a little camera in the corner and you realize they match. So I've had a lot of fun with that too. And sometimes it's as easy as I throw this on with a bathrobe and I just call it Bathrobe Ninja because I'm not going to really be doing anything. I'm just being a thumb jockey now, right?
Right.
So I'm playing GTA as Bathrobe Ninja. And really it is kind of fun to, I consider it that really everything else is a character. So I'm not hiding my face. I put on a face. This is who I am. This is me now. But I get to actually be a little bit more outlandish and outrageous because I know I'm kind of hiding behind the ninja.
Right.
And I like the other day, I basically everything went wrong on the stream. So I did kind of like a 15-minute ridiculous bit where I was miming like the yoga ball behind me is heavy because it's green and so it's invisible. So it looked like a giant ball bearing on the being a green yoga ball. So it looks like I'm picking up this big black sphere. And it was so stupid, really. No, I'll show you, Paul. Like, I could have done better, but it was totally.
Oh, no, it's great. I think it's great.
Here's what I'm doing now.
It's funny that you mentioned something like that when something messes up. When I used to do street performing and I would have a bad show, I would go and do my entire set silent on purpose, like to hurt myself. Yeah, and I would do it as a way of expressing that I need to go back to the core of the performance. And the core of the performance has no vocals, right? And so I would sit there and I would perform my entire act as if I was talking. And it's funny because doing so, I'm sweating 10 times more than I am than when I speak, because there's so much more that you have to try and make words come out without any words, right? Or make somebody come to you when you're not speaking to. So there's all this extra work that happens so that when you do start to speak again, all of that extra stuff that you worked on kind of stays there. If that makes sense.
I mean, and it's an interesting, it's an amazing way to challenge yourself. It's an amazing way to challenge yourself and find those expressive moments. Because like you said, you're getting to the core of it. I used to tell people when practicing magic, don't just do that card trick like you would for any adult. Practice in the mirror like you're in front of a 4-year-old. Like you're trying to explain the Chicago opener, but so a 4-year-old will freak out.
Mm-hmm.
So like completely slow it down, figure out, get to the core. What is this about?
Yeah, I have this group. I have a group called Best Magic Videos, and it's got like 35,000 followers on Facebook.
Magic Videos?
That's me.
Never heard of them. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. See, that's the sarcastic ninja coming out, because I know I'm still Freak VR.
Oh, that's right. Well, so, but I have this channel. Yeah, the reason I was saying is I have this channel, and I post videos that I consider are quote unquote the best magic videos. So stuff that's been on television or something that somebody's produced really well at home, that I'll post. But there's people who will post videos in my submissions and they repost it like 20 times. And I've already responded once and I'm like, yo, dude, listen, I love that you're trying, but for the reason that I don't like this one video in particular is the guy is very, he's literally like, okay, I have 3 pigs. I am now going to put the 3 pigs together. Oh, look, here comes the wolf. Like, I mean, it's that slow. And so and then on top of that, the guy shoots with the camera and then he's over here and then there's just empty space. So I've written to the guy in the most loving way, which is like, yo, I love what you're doing. I would hope that maybe you could like practice it a bit more and make it faster, and also shoot where you're in the middle of the shot instead of off to the right. Nothing crazy, you know? And he just keeps posting the same video over and over and over again. And but yeah, I feel as though on one end I love him for doing it because he's just trying to put himself out there, which is super badass. Anybody who does that, I'm totally into it. And then, but the other part of it is that it's like there's this idea in business where somebody will own an idea, like a company, and they spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the company's just going the entire time. But somewhere inside of their brain, they think it's going to work. And even though they've had business professionals and all these people telling them it's not going to work, they still try anyways. And I feel that that's kind of what he's going through right now. Like, he's like, I don't want to listen to what you have to say. I'm going to do it my way. And it just doesn't work, you know? So we have some messages here already. Garrett LaSalle says, stepping in to say hello. Larissa says, good morning, friends, here for the entertainment and the knowledge gained. If you don't mind.
I'm so glad that Garrett's here. I just said yesterday to a friend of mine. I'm like editing some of the videos, and sometimes I have this realization. I'm looking at this going, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I actually said the words, how do I explain this to people from high school? What I'm doing. And actually, he talked about
it's so good.
Starting as Freak VR and then getting into other stuff, and I just take the mask off and talk and show other things. But here's what we didn't talk about, and you can weigh in on, because I was totally prepared to do that. It's like, it just depends on the situation. It's not my show, so I'm not unmasking my show. But in the 4 years or so I've been doing it, since before, because I got hardcore during the pandemic, but every day I was like more Freak VR than anything. I've never, unless accidentally, I've never taken the mask off. So people have to like kind of do a deep dive. If they're seeing me first, they have no idea who I am.
I'm getting an exclusive.
I'd say 80% of people that know me from other places have no idea. Like they haven't even pieced two and two together. And I like that idea about it. But at the same time, kind of what you're talking about is, what do you put out there? It makes sense to me. Like, it makes sense marketing wise to try to grab the attention of all these other people and go like, hey, here's what I'm doing, as ridiculous as it is. And like, some of them maybe never heard of Twitch before, obviously not the market, but you know, going, hey, come over here and play with me here.
Right.
Welcome.
I see nothing wrong with it personally. I know that on one end, you have tried to keep them separate because they're two different worlds. You know, one is this world of magic that you're in, and it's this, I mean, like when we get into it and we start hearing your history and all the awards and FISM and all the stuff that you've done, it's like, it's mind-blowing. It really is. To anybody who's a magician, to win as many awards as you did in a 3-year period with your competition act is, I mean, you're right. I think I said at the beginning, you're the #1 awarded magician in the United States speaking right now, right? Like, you have more.
As far as, yeah, most awards currently, I guess.
I mean, who else has 30-something awards other than, I think,
is this is hilarious. A friend of mine who's not a magician, who shouldn't know these statistics, I said, because we were coming back from FISM, and I said, well, no, I guess obviously Shin Lim is the top award winner. He tied for a first place award, and I took a 7th. And he's like, but isn't he from Canada? And I was like, yes, he is. So that is absolutely right.
I mean, so that
I think at the time he was living in California. It didn't even dawn on me. I was like, yes, okay, I'm using that, putting that title out there.
No, 100% I would. Like, look, man, like, I was talking to Eric Jones, great, phenomenal magician. Everybody knows. If you don't know who he is, please, I'll even tag him. Eric is one of the most amazing.
We just had him. We just had him as a guest on Something Up My Sleeve.
No way.
Yeah, a couple of months ago. We went to City
Eric.
Park. I took him to Cafe du Monde at City Park to do it.
No way. Yeah, man.
Yeah, awesome.
I love Eric 100%. He's, dude, like when you actually see that man work, like do work, he's so good, dude. He's so good.
Oh, that's what I said, because I was like trying to get him to describe himself, and he was having trouble, and I was like, I'll just give you one word: smooth. There you go. Take it from here. Take my word. That's what you are. You are smooth.
But like level, like he does little TikTok short reel videos. I don't know if you saw the one that he did recently where he does his 4-ace production, and it's just so simple. It's literally just a finger clip and then like 2 other thumbs out, which makes the 4 pop. But it's the way that he did it that you're just like, oh, that's nice. You know what I mean? Like, you just get into it. You're like, oh, that's just, what an easier way, or what a cool thought process. The thing he does with the coins, the thing that he does with the coins where he rolls it up his arm and then catches them. I mean, like, who does that? You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
He's so smooth that this caught me so off guard. We're sitting at a table getting some food right before he's leaving, and he was trying to do something with some kind of cell phone trick, and I guess something didn't work. He looks down and he goes, shit. It's like, whoa, whoa, did I catch the rare moment that all of a sudden this is what it looks like unsmooth. Of Eric Jones like, oh shit. Yes, finally you're human. All right.
Right.
That's better
Right.
than I care what the trick was.
Yeah, I remember I met Eric when I was 30 in New York. And at the time he was overweight and he didn't have like this this belief in himself that he has today. Like totally has a belief in himself. But I remember when he came up to me, he's like, man, I don't know if I'm that good. And I was like, bro, you're one of the best I've ever seen. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like you're absolutely insane with it. And it was years later, we got to hang out in LA together. We got to go to the Magic Castle a bunch together. And man, let me tell you, bro, the kid's just a phenom, dude. He's just one of those. There's only so many of those in the magic world, you know, that like, and I truly believe you're one of those. Like, especially when you did your routine with the ball bearing and the ball bearing falling, and then this time dilation bit that you did with the slinky, which is just like, oh, that's so clean. Like just those, they're little ideas that when performed correctly, bro, it literally does exactly what your mind was trying to express to the person. Like, this is what it would look like if I could make a ball fall down and come back up. It would look like this. And then, boom, and the ball's back. And everybody's like, what just happened? Like, what was that moment? You know what I mean? Or any of the things that you did in your routine. And I still go back to your tip jar, which is, again, only a magic joke for magicians because we use something called thumb tips. And so he's accepting.
That started the whole bit, but I appreciate you somehow segueing from Eric Jones's smoothness to my ball bearing routine. I love that. I don't even know how you did it, but just to let you know that the joke started the whole routine. I don't know if I've told you the full story of that particular joke.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. It's weird how how magicians are so known for wanting credit for one. No, I do the move with a pinky break. So that makes it different. So let's call it the Dardant move. You know, it's like you realize you're arguing or you need to take credit. This is what you want to take credit for. This is what's worrying you. And so, but for me, this was the fact that I walked up to Harry Allen, Daytona Magic.
Yep. Shout out to Harry Allen.
There's a giant, like a water cooler size jar full of, like, this is how he packaged the thumb tips, full of them for sale, you know? And I walked up and I just said, oh, is this your tip jar? And he laughed. And I was like, that joke is mine, because if he hasn't made that punt with his own thing on the table, he's like, I'm going to use it. I'm like, I'm going to definitely start a competition act with that. It's the only way I'll get credit for it. So I was like, I got to do
literally a joke at a convention.
The joke makes sense. It's the only way to get credit for the joke. It's the only way I could use it. That's what.
So okay, I want to go into. I hope you don't mind that I'm giving up some magic stuff right now, but I'm going to do it because otherwise the joke will never make sense to anybody.
The joke still don't make sense. Like that's what's okay about the way we're talking about it, because we're not even discussing the utility, just the fact that
what it is. Right. It's literally a tip. Like that's, so I'm going to show it. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to show it off what it looks like. Is that okay?
Oh, up to you. I mean, it's a totally different
I
way.
personally don't care. I think
just the muggles. You want to show the muggles what it looks like?
I want to show the muggles what we're talking about so they can understand the joke, because it makes much more sense when you see that.
We're talking about the thing where you pull your thumb off, like boop, and you put it back on, and it's just this weird moment. That looks good on the camera. There's my look. I was gonna ask you want me to do a magic trick, but I mean, it's the little minute nuances that make it. That's why I do it better than your uncle, okay? Because I make it look much more real. All right.
I'm like, how are you doing? How do you do it on camera again? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Anyways, so nonetheless, me and Michael have both been street performers. And so one of the things that you do when you're on the street at the end is you put a hat out, you accept tips. So that's, I believe, the precipice of the joke, like where this thing comes from. Like, you accept tips.
Oh my God,
this is my tip.
Still explain the joke.
Yeah, because
all right.
I want everybody to get it. I want everybody to get it.
Okay.
And then in the end, the thumb tips were in a jar. Hence, the routine was created. Nonetheless, let's move on. So, Michael, could I bring Michael out now?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if he's here. Hold on, because
this is like the second. This is the second time where I've had like somebody come on as two people. This is great. I had Earl Stanton. Do you know Earl Stanton for president? The puppet.
I wasn't gonna change my my clothes though.
No, you're good. That's good. So
it will look different because I can barely see you. But these are for a reason. If you want me to explain, I will. But this
just take the sticker off.
I can't ever find your glasses. There we go. Oh, there you are. Okay. No, so one of my ideas for a stream, I haven't used it yet, but these are from the dollar store with the sticker. We should say Barbie. What I want to do is I want to do a GTA Barbie stream where I make the Barbie garage. Like I go through all the toy Barbie cars and make a Barbie garage in GTA. So that's for what
that would make for such a great TikTok video. Like a short form content video, that would be super dope.
Or, you know what could happen is, I could get all dressed up, like wear the glasses, do a whole full 8-hour stream, make a bunch of different videos, and then none of them go viral. That could happen too.
Yeah, but you know,
it doesn't matter. It'll be fun, so it's fun.
Exactly. It's all about the content, just creating the content for the content's sake. There's stuff that I've seen recently that I didn't even know about till like 10 years later, and it's content that I'm now consuming. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to change the background. That way I do seem somewhat different of a character.
With magic books in the background, right? Exactly. It's perfect.
I may as well stay in costume as I'm going to, uniform, as I'm going to do a stream later anyway, so.
Right. And I'd like to say that this is an exclusive. This is the first time ever that you've been on a stream where you're yourself and Freak VR at the same time. So anybody who sees this in the future will now know I am the one who unmasked Freak VR.
Unmasked the ninja. No, I was off camera, so you still don't know for sure.
Oh, that's true.
Could be two different people that dress alike.
It's very true. Very true. So, let's get into it, Mike. Where were you born? What's the story? Give me everything. I want to know who you are, where you came from, what you do. Tell us a story, man. Fill us in.
Well, when I was about 5 years old, I was bitten by a wizard, a radioactive wizard. It was this old guy that lives behind the park in a van, and so he told me that if he bit me, it would give me superpowers, and then he disappeared for like 5 to 10.
I'm sorry, that's so good.
Then I was recruited to go to Hogwarts, obviously.
Oh my God.
2 years older than the real Harry Potter. The real Harry Potter, let me tell you, little jerk, always walking around. Look at my scar. I'm the chosen one. I was like, really? Do a card trick, wizard. He starts doing a 21 card trick. Yeah, it's like, you got to be kidding me right now. Who showed you that? Your uncle? Oh, your uncle's dead? Whatever, dude. You can conjure the ghost of a reindeer. Okay, what's that going to do at kids' parties? You're just going to scare people. What's wrong with you? I'm a wizard.
Oh my God, this is so good. Do you ever do that as a stand-up routine?
That's my whole opener, yeah. Well, I mean, for when I talk about why I have magic powers, yeah. I did most of that at the castle.
Michael. Oh my God, Dardant. That is
true stories. It's all true though.
Oh, that's so good though, dude.
I'm just reflecting of, my history of Hagrid showed up.
got bit by a guy who lived in a van by the river.
It's just an expansion. Honestly, so that's an expansion on what Chris Fontana one night. That's how he answered the question in the beginning. And then I just took it from there. It's the title of my, I've been titling my show that, my lecture notes, Bitten by a Wizard.
Bitten by a Wizard, that's right. I have those notes.
So I expanded up in the idea of, okay, what goes on in someone's mind? Because, you know, we always have, and that's an example of how sometimes comedians are different than magicians of thinking out of the box. We have our standard stock responses. How did you do that? Pretty well, right? And one night, is late at night, this girl goes, I think I did a rubber band trick or something, and she goes, oh my God, how did you do that? And Fontana, without missing a beat, goes, he was bitten by a wizard. And I'm like, that's the most brilliant thing ever. And he could use that. I'm around, so it's mine now, and that's the title of my notes now.
Wow.
Yeah. And so yeah, expanded.
What a great way also to keep Chris's name alive, you know, after he passed, and what a beautiful thing to do in your life as a way, because he was close. You were close to Chris. For those of you who don't know, Chris was an amazing actor, comedian, and he was also involved in a really good short film that was. Were you in that, by the way? Were you in Bourbon Whiz?
Oh, I helped with Bourbon Whiz. I have like a variety of production roles, and just kind of like work, basically assistant to the manager.
Shout out to
Armando. I was Armando's. I was assistant to the. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great film. For those of you who haven't seen it, please go online. You can watch it on YouTube for free through Sketchy Character.
Hey, there's your next challenge. I want you to pin Armando down for your podcast.
Already done. He's already signed up.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's already ready to go, dude. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm Mike. I can't tell you how amazed I am by the amount of people that I know that I look up to that have said yes to this. And I'm like, wait, really? Like just camera, phone, cheapy, we're on a cell phone conversation, you're down? And they're like, yeah, bro, I've watched some of your episodes. They're actually pretty good. And I'm like, oh, what you watched?
There's something to be said for that when it's still a medium that we're not all familiar with or used to, in the sense of we assume everyone else knows more. So that, I forget where I was hearing about this, but that like most people won't write to 100 different podcasts, ones they listen to say, hey, I'd like to work with you, I'd like to be on the show, I'd like you on my show. So that we think that everyone does, so we don't bother. And then the ones that do actually get the attention of like, they don't really get that kind of request. And I think it's like, that's what Gary Vee's thing of going to saying yes to every single one of them. And like, now there's this footage content everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so like, I've been writing to Matis Yahoo. So like I met Matis Yahoo in Galveston after one of his performances, and the woman that I was with her 2 kids. She passed away. Love you. But her 2 kids and her friend was like, yo, we really want to meet Matis Yahoo. We really want to meet Matis Yahoo. And I was like, yo, follow me. And they're like, follow you. I'm like, yeah, just follow me. I know where I'm going, you know? And so I go to backstage, and I go to the back doors, and I go, look, 2 Escalades. That's his ride, and that's his management. And they're like, how do you know this? And I'm like, that's just the way it works, you know? And like, we watch, and he's inside, and he's signing autographs for people who paid extra money to be at this thing and whatever. And then he comes outside, and I literally just screamed at him. I was like, yo, Matis Yahoo, I'm sorry. Can we talk to you for a second? He turned, and he's like, yeah, man, what's up? And I'm like, yes, dude. I was like, look, it's not for me. It's for these 2 kids. They love you, and they would love your autograph, and I'm so sorry to bother you. And he's like, oh, no, man, please, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And I go, and listen, you've inspired my entire life, and if you wouldn't mind, could I please perform a piece of magic for you? And I did my entire broken and restored, full-on routine. And he
You didn't do the 21 card trick? You should have done the 21 card trick.
You're right. I fucked up. But he took the fork, and he kept it with him. And so just because of that connection in some way, shape, or form, and I'm going to be in Vegas, and he's performing at the show in Vegas, and I have VIP tickets to be there. I'm like, yo, dude. And I start sending him messages like, hey, man, I'm going to be in Vegas at the same time you are. I would love to do an interview with you. And the truth is, I really want to do an interview with Matisyahu to talk to Matisyahu about his change from being this Haredi, black and white, strimal string wearing guy to shaved head, full on like chilling, smoking pot. He's still religious, but he's not religious in that sense where he's like heavy with it, you know? And I would love to have a conversation with him about like, what was the change? Where did it come from? What was the impetus of that? Like, did something happen in the industry? I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that that's a question that a lot of people have.
I was
You brought
listening to
something.
you.
Oh no! What'd you bring? What'd you bring? I'm excited.
That just reminded me when you brought up the fork. Did you give me these spoons?
No, I don't think so. Is this the fork spoon?
No.
What are these?
I'm trying to figure out.
Are these the remembrance medal ones?
It says spoon twister number 3.
I've never seen it. Show it. Show me the performance. Perform the piece.
It's unopened. What do you mean show you the performance?
Yeah. Do the thing, dude. Come on. Snappy. Harry Allen could do it. Harry Allen could open the box and just immediately perform
He's probably
it.
the one that sold it to me.
Shout out to Daytona Magic. Harry Allen, we love you. That's so good.
Hey, can I show you? Let me show you one of the first magic tricks I ever learned, okay?
Okay.
So nostalgia time. It uses a piece of rope. All right, so you know the rope trick where you cut a rope into 2 pieces and then you, wait a minute. I need my scissors. Where did I put the, I think I left the scissors down. All right, never mind. I won't be able to do it.
Okay, so love you. What a great like what good handling on that, by the way. Like super amazing handling on that, where you're actually transferring to keep it. For a second, I was going to ask, is there somebody off camera holding it? But then you moved in a way where it showed that front of the tip, and I was like, you son of a bitch. Yeah. It's so good. So let's get back to you. So when you were a kid, let's be real now, if you don't mind. I love the bitten part, and I love that we talked about everything we did. But what was your first piece of magic that got you? That was like, oh, that's the one. And then you spent whatever amount of time before you had enough money to get it, because that's everybody's story.
Well, the first magic came on pretty early because at 5 years old, I actually got a magic kit from Santa Claus and learned every trick in the box, and then actually put on a show for all the neighborhood kids in the yard. But then like I put it up in the closet, forgot about it, was always interested in magic. But then years later, someone asked me, and at this point I'm like, I guess probably 16. And someone said, how long you been, because then at 13, I met my friend Andre, who got me like hooked on it, and brought me to an IBM meeting. So at 16, someone said, how long you been doing magic? And I said, about 3 years. Because that's when I really started
doing it. Right.
And then my kindergarten girlfriend, Cody, standing there, and she goes, that's not true. I went to your first magic show when you were 5 years old. And it was like, it was just such like awakening. I kind of forgot about that, oh, wait a minute, I've been a magician since I was 5, not 13, like all my life, maybe. And then there's those times when you're, because it's such a ridiculous thing to say when someone asks you on an airplane, what do you do for a living? You know what, let's talk about something else for a while first.
That's so funny, because as soon as you say I'm a magician, it's like, oh, where's the trick? And then you don't get to talk to that person at all.
There's one guy, he waits till we're landing and goes, so what do you do? like just first the words he said to me, but we're landing now. And I go, oh, I'm a magician. He says, you're a magician? Why didn't you tell me? You could have been showing me tricks this whole flight. And I was like, well, if you're going to answer your own question. And I just left that at that. Exactly.
Yeah, it's funny, right? It's like you would never ask.
This is really going to be good on my back. Okay, we're on the flight together. This is going to be good on my back. Hey, have you seen the rubber band? Have you seen the rubber band trick? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you move your tray table? Let me show you. Oh, did you want to see it too? Hold on.
You know what I've done? And I've done this for years. I do this almost on every flight. I used to do it when I was like really performing and really working, and I was just always in the magic, right? Every flight, the flight attendants, as I'm walking in, and I go, hey guys, I'm a magician, and it would be my pleasure and honor to get to do magic for the entire flight. If that's okay with you guys, please ask the pilot. I've done this many times on any other flights. I get it filmed. It gets some viral TikTok sometimes. Would you mind if I do that? And they 9 times out of 10 are like, oh, fuck yeah, when we have time after the drinks or whatever, we'll have you in for like 5 or 10 minutes. And it's great.
Cool.
One time they even let me talk on the phone, like the little know, intercom, and I was like, this is the best ever.
What did you say?
And I had one of the flight attendants holding the button for me, using that as my microphone as I was doing my bit.
What did you
say? I swallowed a balloon.
Tell me you didn't say anything about bomb. You only use the word bomb.
I didn't. No, I didn't. But I did use how I get my drugs across the border or while I'm on a flight, and I swallowed a balloon, and then I got arrested after the flight.
That was your premise? This is how I smuggle stuff on a plane? Oh wow. There was some guy in the back, guaranteed, broad-shouldered, bald head, with his hand in his coat like this, just going, just waiting to see. All right, he's just a magician. Oh man.
But yeah, I've done this, so I do that.
The guy's like, oh, Homeland Security, we don't care about drugs.
Yeah, it's good. It's just right, Homeland Security that's on the flight, right? Can you imagine?
No,
because
I don't. First of all, I don't swallow a balloon, but pretty much because I've seen you do it too many times. And secondly, I wouldn't do it on a plane and talk about drugs. But that's just me. Maybe if I was dressed as the ninja with the full mask, maybe. But I have to. Really
for me, I think that when I do the line and I'm saying it, like in the moment, and I'm saying it, it's so stupid and so over the top that it becomes funny.
No, it's what's hilarious is you get away with it, but like you're a risk taker. Like you'd have a whole TikTok video of you being in the little room where they're interrogating you, and like you'd be like, "Hey guys, here's some content. I was just trying to swallow a balloon on a plane. Missed my flight. Don't worry, I'm already out of the cuffs.
I got the handcuffs off." I did that once. I was getting arrested. And it's what got me out of my arrest, believe it or not, was me doing magic. So a cop put me in handcuffs, put me in the back of his car, and I then, came up, and I'm here with them instead of behind me. And I'm in the process of clipping him as he's sitting down and talking to me. And I'm not telling him yet, And he's like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. I don't remember what happened. I didn't do anything crazy. I think it was just part of some stupid investigation or something had happened and I was in the area. I don't know. Nonetheless, the guy puts me in handcuffs. I'm in the back of his car. We start talking.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, so what do you do? And I go, I'm a magician. He goes, oh, really? And I go, yeah, I've been doing magic for most of my life. And he goes, oh, okay, well, show me a trick. And I mean, I couldn't be more better than like this, holding the handcuffs now in my hand. And he just turns and he's like, yo, how'd you do that? And I'm like, magic? And he's like, he comes around, opens the door. And then 3 other cops come. I took a picture of this. It happened in Miami.
It
and there's
like
a picture of me on the street with 3 other cops and me laughing my ass off like that. And there's 3 cops and there's a guy on a 4-story building videotaping it from his rooftop. That the cops pulled me over. More cops showed up, and somehow or another I'm doing card tricks and I drive away. It's the best, man. It's the best.
I have a thumb cuff story for you. If I don't know if I can find them though. Hold on. I gotta look behind the
I've been loving this interview so far. It's so good. so all over the place.
I had to find my tip jar.
There it is. The thumb tips. The thumb tips.
Well, so I'm gonna reveal the secret to the thumb cuffs. Thumb cuffs are very much like handcuffs, but what happens is you cuff them over this fake thumb, and people don't realize that your fake thumb is cuffed into the thumb cuffs because humans are generally stupid, and so. The other way to get out of them is a regular handcuff key. It's the same handcuff key you use on handcuffs, but you can use them on the thumb cuffs. Because they could actually be used properly. They're not like gimmicked or anything, that I just gave away the secret. So I keep the key on me because of one time when I accidentally locked this kid in and I thought I was going to have to get some butter. But that was another story from a birthday party. So I'm in this bar, this pizza place in Lafayette, and for some reason there's a cop there trying to show off and goes, "Oh, you're a magician?" And he slaps me in cuffs, but I have the key to, I was like pulling the key out because I was about to tell him, "Oh, by the way," and tell a funny story about the thumb cuffs and show him the key. So I believe I was already actually holding it when he goes, "Here, get out of these," slaps me in cuffs, and I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." So I just did a 360, turn around, unlocked them, and hand them back to him. Everybody flips out, and I'm like, I didn't pick the lock. I was holding a handcuff key. You never thought to check. You don't just check people that you're gonna randomly slap cuffs on. Let me make sure they don't have a handcuff key in their hand right now. It was just one of those you couldn't film it that way in a movie. I don't know how. So it was real magic because I did the appearing key trick.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's I was saying this to somebody else who does magic. I go, it's funny how, because we're always doing tricks, if you will, like card tricks. Some of them have to do with number sequences or this, that, or the other, whatever, right? And it's funny how when you do something over and over and over and over again, then all of a sudden it happens magically, super magically, and you're like, okay, let's just drop this now, walk away, because if I do anything else after that moment, there's nothing that's going to look that good. And it's funny how we, as magicians, get to experience those moments more often because we're playing with magic.
I'm going to steal one, and then let's make sure you get him on the podcast and he can tell the story. But I'm going to steal the end of it right now because it's so good. But Alexander, so you can hear the full thing. But basically, Alexander, who used to live in New Orleans, Alexander Osborne, he was telling the story about he was working a restaurant, and as he's leaving, some people looked at him and they were like, "How do you do this stuff?" And he turns around and snaps. He's going to do something like snap his fingers and say, "I'm magic," or something like that. But he snaps his fingers, and there's the loudest clap of thunder that would have a cat scream just out of nowhere. Boom! And he just smiled and turned away. Wow, yes. Dude, you are magic.
What a moment. Yeah, what an intense moment.
You summoned that thunderclap, and there's no way to convince those people otherwise, and that was magic. So own it, baby. So yeah, now you gotta have him on.
Talking about
the story, it's just too good. I stole the story, so he's got to come on and tell it now.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I just tried to tag him, but I don't have. I don't think I have. I tried. I looked him up. Alexander Adams, right?
Osborne.
Oh, sorry. Let me see if I have it. Osborne. Alexander Osborne.
You make clips, right? We'll send it to him. You can
make clips, right? Well, I don't make clips actually right now. I've been very
no, but
I almost want to say
I don't know how it works because I haven't tried this. I haven't used this medium of Facebook call. So can you go after, do you have the recording and then you can make clips from it?
So what? I have, of course, I have Alex Osborne. What am I thinking, bro? Yeah. So do I? So what I can do? There's a couple different things I could do. So what I do, I take the link, the copy link from here, like as if I was going to share it, and I use a website that's called FB Downloader, and that downloads any public file from Facebook.
Oh.
I take that file and then I re-upload it to YouTube. Now, if I wanted to go the super extra mile, which I want to do, but I just don't have a computer.
YouTube shorts out of it.
So there's an app, an AI app off of a website that's called futuretools.io. If you want to look up the website, it's super dope. It's only AI apps that are either free or you pay monthly or whatever. Like, but either way, one of the apps is take any long form content.
I think it's very similar. It might be the same company. Streamladder. I used to take a Twitch clip and then it'll send it to YouTube Shorts or TikTok.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it all myself. I'm literally downloading it and then literally uploading it one by one. But for the shorts.
Wait, I forgot.
Hold on. The shorts. What I was trying to say is that you can use any. I can't hear you. Hold on. The long form content, you can put it into this app. And then it will, in like 30 seconds, give you 10 clips that are 1 minute long from the 1 hour or 2 hours that you have, whatever. It's super dope. I'll send you a link for it later.
Wow.
But it takes any long form content and can like shorten it up into little clips. And it also gives you like a percentage of how close it is to the entirety of the whatever you're watching. It's cool. Gives you like an AI deposition of what that one video is. Like this is 2 minutes to blah, 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 and here they're talking about thumb tips and the joke or something, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back. So your kindergarten girlfriend.
I was asking because I forgot it was Facebook platform, and remember when I said shit?
Oh yeah, I don't care. Oh, I don't care.
I don't know if they can get
bleeped
or...
no, man, I've smoked. I'm smoking on camera, bleep, which I've heard is not supposed to be done.
Bleep, bleep. That's what I meant to say. Oh, bleep.
Yeah, so I've been smoking on camera, which I've heard is not supposed to be done. I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Nobody's said anything to me so far.
I said it's not supposed to be done.
Yeah, no, I know. Once again, I don't care.
I go off camera and I put on my ninja mask.
What's that?
I go off camera, put on my ninja mask, climb up to the roof if I want to smoke.
Why?
Because that's how it's done.
Oh.
Your way's easier. Your way's easier.
Much easier.
But I never answered your question, but we don't have to get into it, okay? It doesn't have to be a thing or a subject of conversation. We could just do a quick answer and then move on.
Okay.
Cool? I was born in France. I was born in France.
Oh.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was going to ask. But so your girlfriend from kindergarten outs you as a magician at 5 years old in front of some people when you're answering a question.
She did it in public. I was like.
So when was your first paid gig? Well, how old were you?
Oh, 13 at the bookstore. Books Along the Tesh on Main Street is still there. I should probably check after the pandemic. I think so. Probably one of the oldest like privately owned brick and mortar bookshops around anywhere. They hired me for my first job, and it exists on video somewhere, but I thought I had converted it to a DVD. I'm gonna have to find it again. I don't know, unless someone maybe there was some paparazzi hanging out. Maybe someone stole it because they thought they could sell it later. You know, when they were like, when Freak VR is famous and then it's unmasked to be some magician, we're gonna sell this video.
I mean, that's better than any kind of sex tape there is, you know.
I was 13 and I had, because people think I'm putting on the Cajun accent and I'm like, but I'm just drawing back because when I was 13, the whole time I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm gonna do my next trick is gonna be, I need a volunteer. How you, sir, can you help me with this next one? Okay,
that was how you sounded when you were 13. You actually had that accent.
It was bad. It was bad, y'all. Yeah, it was bad. I lost the accent eventually because I didn't want people to think I don't talk good.
That's so good. Okay, so that was your first thing. Now, I've asked this question to a lot of other people throughout the days here, and it's like, was there ever a point in your life when you thought, I'm not going to be able to do this for a living? Or was it never even came into your head? You were like, man, I'm doing this.
Oh, what an excellent
Like, in other words,
question.
did you go get a real job sometime in your life?
Yeah, kind of for one day. No, I mean, I was lucky to discover early on. I thought I'd earn some extra money because it was actually after I started earning money doing magic shows at 13. So it's kind of like, you know, why everything else seems like a downgrade compared to like, wait, how much an hour to do what now? I had a short time doing newspaper subscriptions to newspapers. And that's when I realized I did have sort of a knack for sales because at one point I almost made the sale to a blind guy and I was just like, I can't do it. I mean, he did have a bird that you could use. I mean, you can make use of it. I was like, interesting point. You can use this in your bird cage, but I just didn't feel good about it, you know? So that was, I guess that was technically my first job. I didn't like mowing lawns, which I discovered early on. I never wanted to do that either. Like some people enjoy mowing lawns. My brother does. I'm like, good for you. Have at it. You know, I realized that wasn't my thing.
So what happened was, if I may, you made a considerable amount of money for an hour of work, let's say a magic show as a kid, and then when someone as an adult said, "Hey,"
amount of money compared to what it
compared to the $5 or $10 an hour,
or to work at a car wash,
right? And you made, let's say, $100 or $200 for that hour, and so then someone else is trying to give you a job, and they're like, "Yeah, you get $5 an hour," and you were like, "No, I don't." Yeah. It's like, I get paid $250. I've seen it. Right. It's a total mental switch, isn't it? It's like for people who have regular day jobs, they don't get it at all. Like, because they've never done it, right? They've never seen a lump sum pop in their hand. Like when I got paid $3,800 or $3,500 for a 45-minute show once, I was just like, oh, but I'm doing what I normal. It's the same show. I just got paid last week for $450 at the birthday party. Well, but I'm just doing it for corporate, and they pay me more.
Here's where you have to weigh the difference of is the consistency, because the peace of mind of having something consistent that doesn't rely on you constantly running around doing labor work, trying to continue this activity of selling your art and selling yourself because you know it can be doing what you enjoy instead of something else. You don't have the consistency, and what do we end up doing? We search for it, and then you end up, I respect and admire what people do at trade shows, and I do it because I'll do it, the money's great, and of course I'll do a great job. But as far as becoming quote unquote a trade show magician all the time, it's another job. It's now taking what I've done and making it into just, I may as well be at the car wash for 8 hours if I'm going to do anything for 8 hours. You can tell me to eat ice cream for 8 hours, but I'm going to be like, I've had enough, you know? So you kind of
lose. That's such a great way to look at it.
So it's like often we look for the consistency that we lack because we went a different route, you know?
So do you feel that makes you like, Marla, hi Marla, love you. Marla says, sitting on a ferry and watching. So great. She's in Galveston, Texas. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody who's been here for the whole time. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sure Mike does too.
I hope the ferry doesn't mind that. I mean, ferries are usually small. They shouldn't be taking on a lot of weight.
that's a lot. You're right. A human being is a lot of weight for. But then again, they're magical, so she could just like sprinkle fairy dust on Marla, and then Marla could just be riding on the fairy. That makes sense. You're right.
I would sit next to the fairy and let the fairy ride on me.
But you're not magical.
No, I am magical.
No, I'm saying she's a muggle, so she's not magical. So it would be hard for the fairy to ride on her. You know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She says your sense of humor is everything. That's Larissa Lee says that your sense of humor is everything, and it's true. It really is. It's like this very like I don't know that I am, but I am funny kind of thing, where it's like it's almost like a deadpan comedy thing, but it's just very it's great. Lucy DeAngelis Brand says, love this, haha. And Marla says, exactly, magic. Okay, so let's get back to your story. Hold on.
Shout out to Tinker Glitch. Wait, where's mine?
What are you doing?
I gotta put this on.
Real quick. He's coming back real quick.
Shout out to Tinker Glitch.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, and so you have all these other things that you do as well that I want to talk about because it's cool, right? How long have you been doing your?
I was hoping to show you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you don't mind, because you work with kids too, and you do a lot of other stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff that you do, bro. Like. At one point, you were fully involved with body painting.
It's called ADHD.
No, stop it. Stop it. It's called an artist career that's amazing. At one point, you were very involved with the. You had a SpongeBob DVD, and at the same time as that SpongeBob DVD was coming out, you were very heavily involved with face painting and like body painting and like. Doing like stupid, awesome competitions that were like ridiculous.
Way of putting on a face, you know, just like putting on a mask is really putting on a face. Putting on, it's really commitment to character, and I love that aspect of it too. Like walking around a body painting convention as a completely different character, you know, transformed. I'm sorry. So yeah, the face paint. I think, but you were like, no, it's not ADD. I think. There are some good attributes toward the fact that you get bored easily and you seek out other activities and other opportunities to learn new skills, because I think that's what it is. If like the fact that I have a lot of trouble focusing on one thing also means that I get to learn about a lot of things and have play a lot of roles, play a lot of different characters.
Yeah, but do you feel that comes from the freedom of the lifestyle that you have because of the freedom of time based on being able to make money in a certain manner?
To be able to pursue them to a certain extent, yes. But when you pin me down, when I have stuff that I have to do and I can't, like, let's say a production, a movie set where you're 8 to 12 hours a day having to play one role or be involved with one thing and you're exhausted and you can't really work on other things. Still in my mind, I'm going to find ways to pursue it. I'm going to find ways to practice or learn other things because I have to like, I can't just focus on one thing too long. I have to have distractions. I almost have to have something playing in the background so my brain goes, oh, wait, what? I can sort of listen to this over here. Haven't we watched this episode of The Office 1,200 times? It's okay. I'll watch it again. Good. So I can focus this way.
Oh, wow. Right. So that's like, then that's like your way of dealing with the ADD and your own kind of coping mechanism for it.
That's why I tell everybody learn to juggle. Sometimes my coping mechanism is to stand there and juggle something for a while, and now your brain is forced that you have an activity. So now your brain's forced to wander off towards something else and, toward usually focusing on whatever unanswered questions are going on. So like, I think sometimes we take that for granted as far as like giving yourself a physical activity going on. And it's multitasking, but it's using different avenues. I don't have to mentally, consciously focus on this anytime I'm using muscle memory.
Right. Dope. It's like like I said, like almost like a coping mechanism to deal with the thing that's in your life that seems to be overwhelming, but you find a way to change that overwhelming thing into this positive aspect where it becomes a way of being like childlike and, oh, that's interesting, let me go deep dive into this real quick, and blah, 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 you know, and that's what that ADD mind is, right? You know, I have it too, because like I'll get hooked on something.
ADD, Paul? You have ADD?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh no. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad. But so I want to get back. At what point did you start doing your like improv classes with the kids? Because I know you do like a whole thing there as well. Like you're such a dynamic person, Mike. You are dynamic, brother.
Thank you.
Because there's so many things. There's only so many people that I know that are able to hold a lot of what I want to call like vessels in the air, juggling those vessels at the same time. Like Armando, who was here a minute ago, and I think he might still be here.
Call them plates? Why wouldn't you just call them
plates? Or plates, whatever. The point, you know, like that kind of thing. Whatever it is, whatever visual you want.
It's not my visual. I didn't invent spinning plates. You're making up your own, and I'm telling you, we already have the spinning plates.
Oh, okay. Right? Well, fine. Yeah. Spinning plates.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Oh, I'll show you the trick then. You want to know? Where is it? Hold on. I'm
trying to get my point across. All right, so anyways, to me, it's impressive when someone in their life can hold 2, 3, 4, 5, like what I would consider jobs or like things, like being a husband, being a father, owning a business, having a pet project, having an extra business, and like it starts to like go like, I'm like, how are you doing it, folks?
I can't find my my plate.
Your stick for your plate spinning?
Yeah, but I have one. It's stuck on the stick, so it looks, you know, you can just, it's perfect. I don't know where I'll put it now, but I'll show you these. It's green also. So what's funny is I'll do it anyway, even though you can't see the plate. So these in front of the green screen are invisible.
So what's that look like when you're spinning that in 3D or like in VR?
In the virtual space? Let me see. I think I should be able to show you. Well, first of all, the trick is you have to have one of these. So, rotate it around. Going here.
So silly, bro. Oh, yeah. Those pink sunglasses. He talked about it at the beginning, Larissa. It was hilarious, bro. Oh my God, he's the best. He's like, I just got him at the dollar store. I'm blind. Hey, hold on. We're gonna get to see Michael Dardant as Freak VR. I'm not sure which character he's playing, but he's going to be juggling on camera here in a second. We're going to get to see it. Oh, there it is. Dope. Look at that.
No, that's the video.
Oh, that's the other video. Okay. I was like, dude, that's cool. That's actually. So here's a question for you. When that's playing, can you move the camera around as well?
This camera? Oh. No,
like the in-game camera. I mean, obviously this is a recording, but can you turn the camera around, or does it do it naturally by itself?
Here's one thing that's interesting is let me move that. Oh, okay. So
Marla in Galveston says, I'm wearing the same pink glasses right now. Bro, you're super good at this, dude.
So, do you see how the camera appears to be moving? I'm slowly turning with the game. So everyone assumes that there's a tracker involved, and then I have like a robot arm moving around, moving this camera. The camera is stationary, and this is called B-Spin. My buddy Zypher Orion also created Wobble, where the floor can move in all kind of different directions, but basically I'm following the game. So I'm moving, the environment is moving around, but the camera is staying in one spot. I've demonstrated when it's moving slow like that, it's really hard to even visualize what's happening. So I've demonstrated by putting a rubber chicken on the floor. And
Wait, okay. So wait, are we watching you live right now?
No, that's the stream from the other night.
Oh, okay. That's so crazy because right when you said no, that's the stream for the other night, it looked like you turned around to look at the camera and talk to us.
Oh, well, that's because I'm in line with my past self. You see what I mean? So I'm opening the mixed reality so you can see when this camera takes over, what it'll look like. We'll put it on that. So this is just a recording this is what the stream looks like when I'm doing it live, and then the recordings of the
Bro, you're like one of those people who don't miss any of the boxes. Like you're one of those like super pro people.
I think superhero is what you're going for.
Oh,
so now
that's what I meant.
Live.
Yeah, you might want to fix your curtain. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so that's what.
It's so dope, bro. Like you have a whole entire space, man. I mean, I've been there already, but for those who haven't seen your world, it's so intensely cool, Mike.
Space and time.
I know, right? I remember when I was in Houston and I was trying to build a little space like this and I was shooting my content, but it was like maybe a fourth of the size of what you have, bro. This is so cool.
Oh, believe me, I mean, I want a warehouse. So we need a Sugar Daddy sponsor Freak VR.
Ding ding.
Have an entire warehouse to do the green screen stuff in. But now, if you're watching the monitor, so I have basically the camera flipped around. I'm directly on the other side.
That's so trippy.
And so now you're watching me live, and here's what the clubs look like.
Yeah, I don't see them.
But it's just fun because then there's something like moving in front of me, and you can tell I'm doing something. I call it like invisible juggling.
That's so crazy.
They're gonna be in whatever.
Okay, so yeah, so here's the question now. If you were to like turn on a video game or something right now,
yeah,
we would see you in the video game just like you were earlier.
Well, because you're watching the monitor. Yeah, I'm gonna show you right now.
Yeah, and Larissa's like, I want that. Yeah, me too. Me three. Like, oh my God, this is like, I mean, I've played in VR and I've done green screen like he's doing, but this is like talk about like on another level pro Twitch streamer for a bunch of years who's gone through all of the, hiccups and everything, already knows all that stuff. And yo, get out of town.
So this is the game, and now, oh yeah, there we go. So here we are. So hold on, and then I could be streaming the first-person view very easily.
Oh, is this the one where you're walking forward and like shooting people? Exactly. Yeah, this one's great, dude.
And hitting people. You can hit them or you can shoot them. So I'll show you a video because I won't be able to do it now. But what I did was I strapped the trackers to my feet so that I actually start kicking them as well.
But you're not doing that this now.
For now, you're going to settle for this part of it.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
On my own stream, if I was streaming, then you would have never seen me put on the mask. I just start with it on already.
I'm telling you, it's an exclusive. We have an exclusive going on today.
All right. Hold on.
I'm so stoked with this.
I gotta turn on the other lights.
I don't see your whole body though, or is that because you're not in your space yet?
Yeah. So now you will. Now you should.
So good, Mike. So good, bro.
And Paul, what's funny is, a lot of people, I was with my buddy Lifesaver, another streamer, at the PAX convention, and we ran into other people who are partners on Twitch and had never seen mixed reality, had no idea what was possible with virtual reality, had not seen a character in the game, and these are Twitch partners.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I dropped my gun, people. I dropped it.
To your right? To your right. On the floor to your right.
Yeah. And my cord. I fix this. All right. Oh, so
so funny.
To flip the camera around just to catch you up. This is what
you're dealing with in real life, right?
This is
yep.
my space. And then this
So
is what it
cool.
looks like. In
So cool, dude. So cool, dude.
So the
This is the future of gaming right now, dude. What we're watching right here is like the future of like what it's going to be like for people to be able to watch other people play video games. You're going to get to see the person in the game playing the game. Like what he's showing us is what the future of gaming is.
Oh, let me get the, I think I have to do the sound here.
Oh,
I mean,
it's okay. It's okay if we don't hear it, right? Yeah, I mean, you know.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'll put this on, and then I can also switch it.
Okay. Okay.
I can't see without my glasses. Here we go.
Dope.
You should hear a little bit through these headphones. I should put it right here.
So intensely cool how it's like a cutout, right, of the game area, and then you're just like kind of like in the. It's so sick, dude.
Oh, hold on. I didn't realize my other stream was still going. No, I mean the video.
You better delete it, bro. You better delete it.
No, it's the video.
Oh,
No,
I thought you meant
yeah.
I thought you meant you were recording this whole interview the whole time, and I was like, your Twitch streamers are pissed right now.
Oh, what else that?
Hey, Garrett. Yes, totally addicting. I was playing, man, I forget the name of the game over and over again.
Actually, Paul,
Population 1. Bro,
Now-
addicted to Population 1 for a good 2-3 months straight where I was playing, like, and I'm not even joking, like 4 to 6 hours a day, like 7 hours a day. I'm just nonstop. Yeah, it was great. Dope. Yeah, we can hear it. It could be a little louder, but it's good.
Oh, I can't really control that, but as long as you can hear the gunshots a little bit, you'll hear the guns in the heads.
Yeah, we can
I
hear
was
it.
going to tell you, basically, I'll start the stream. I think I could just start after. So I'll tell you when I go live, you can direct people to Twitch.
Wait, we're not done with our interview yet, Mike.
No, I meant when we are.
Oh yeah. Well, I put that in the description of the show, but I'll do it now in the comments as well. For those who want to follow Mike, all the information's there. If you want to follow Just Freak VR, his information's there as well. Look at this. Look at this. Here we go. Oh, dude, that's so crazy.
No, not my spot. Is this my spot? Should be here.
Yeah, you look great right there. You look like you're perfectly in the middle.
No, it needs to be reset.
I'm going over to Mike's house after this and hanging out with him, playing some VR. Mike, I'm coming over after the show.
Okay.
Oh, this is dope, bro. Oh, look at this. Whoa. Oh, dope. You can hit them? Oh, that's so cool. And their bullets are coming at you? Bro, this is so sick.
Oh, all right.
I got you. He got you.
Yep. And, well,
Okay, come back, Mikey. Come back. Let's get back to the interview. I want to finish this off. Come on.
Okay.
Look at me. I'm like, gotta finish the interview. Got to finish the interview. We never got to talk about your kids and your improv class.
Oh, we got distracted.
And I also want to talk about other stuff that you do.
Okay.
I love you and your ADD, though.
Go this way.
No, listen, that's super impressive, bro. That you were able to, like, with people, like, the thing that's really cool is that the community that you created in Twitch and how, like, explain that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know if I can explain it, but some of the people that I've met online and that have similar interests like this kind of stuff have become some of the best of friends and greatest supporters that are like paying attention and supporting me on other levels as my other characters and want to see me successful as Magic Mike, hashtag not that Magic Mike, because they now have become friends and some of the most loyal fans, really. And it's crazy because these are people that I didn't know from real life that haven't known me along the whole journey, that have just like met my online presence and wanted to learn more, you know. And
we're talking about your Freak VR character, Freak Ninja VR,
right,
or Freak Ninja.
Exactly. Because really, twice this month I was asked to conduct a wedding, if I would conduct a wedding, because as Michael Dardant, I am ordained to. I've done 3 now, including my sisters. 4 if you count the fake one as cousin Cajun Mike. Because they as the ninja persona, they want that.
They wanted you to come and officiate their wedding as ninja. Because so what was the like the impetus in wanting to do that? Was that just I just want another little on my thing of things I can do?
Thing?
Yeah, being a minister, or I guess minister.
Oh,
right?
that was out of a request from our friends in Austin that said we'd like you to conduct our wedding. Would like you to marry us. And I was like, well, I'm not even, so I got to do the online thing and get ordained so I can do this. If that's what your request is, you know, it's crazy. Like thinking, yeah, you're asking someone who's not even had a reason to do this yet. And then because of that, I was able to then be there. It was funny when my sister asked me, she just sent a picture of the 2 of them and said, would you marry us? Well, I just was like, liked it or put a heart. I'm thinking she meant like, don't we look cute? Like, would you marry us? Like, would you marry him? Would you marry
just
me?
a
Like,
thing. Like, hey, would you marry us?
Who wouldn't marry those 2 cuties? You know, like that's how I took it. And like, never. She goes, hey, you never responded. And I was like, to what? She goes, to officiating at my wedding. I was like, when did you ask me that? She's like,
and that was your sister. That was your sister?
Yeah.
And so that was the second one.
That was the 3rd because I actually conducted one as a last minute replacement for Jody Borello, who it was her cousin's getting married and she got stuck on a flight or something, or just wasn't gonna be able to make it there in time, and somehow knew that I had heard I had gotten ordained as a minister and said, would you be there in my place? And it was cool actually, and I did a magic trick. For him.
That's cool. That's cool. So that's just it. See, this is what I mean. It's like that's something I don't think I ever knew about you in all the years that we've known each other. That was something that you did.
Well, because it's not. See, I've done it 3 times, and each time there was a specific instance. It's not something like I don't have business cards, you know, that I'm handing out or like making public knowledge, because it's not like doing something like that is going to be more. I mean, well, who knows? Maybe it could be more consistent or lucrative if I did that, but it's, you know, that's not what I'm trying to market. And it's been amazing circumstances each time, and
right.
3 for 3 because all 3 couples are still together. So I think you know, now it matters to me the numbers, the statistics. I'm going for wins here. So 3 for 3.
Right. So my next question, if you don't mind, is
no, I do mind. We never got back to the kids. Yeah, the students. I'm
so I was
certainly
going to ask.
back because you tried to, and somehow we got derailed again. But so this is my 12th year, I believe, working at Jesuit as the improv coach for the J Troop, the improv team there. And Kate Arthurs, who runs the theater program, has known me for years. Her dad, who passed recently, was a magician as well. And we've been, and Carolyn, I'm sure you've met at some point. Carrie has represented me and booked me for shows and has been a friend forever. So they thought of me because they were like, who would be available on a Tuesday afternoon? Mike still doesn't have a job, right? He can do this. It's like, that's right.
But it turned into this awesome blessing in your life, no? I mean, in some way, because you get to see all these kids.
I introduced myself to the kids. I'm like, hi, my name is #NotThatMagicMike, Mike, and I don't have a job. That's why I'm here. And if you want to not have a job too, then pay attention, because I'm going to help you improv your way through life with these hacks. I'm like, try it on your parents tonight. Yes, and when they ask you to put the garbage, not no. Yes, and I will do it when I finish playing this game. Get a different response. No, but really, it's been amazing. I was just describing it. I was telling Meadow about how proud I am of them, because I get to claim to be their coach and get credit for when they nail it, when they just blow everyone away. But they have given me the best of the best when it comes to the clay to mold. I mean, this school is funneling talent. So the kids that are already coming through the theater program, you're like, holy crap, you know, this, you can tell right away, these kids are witty, they're smart, they suck up information. They recite stuff back to me that, like, properties of comedy, of improv, that I don't remember telling them. I'm like, huh, you were paying attention. Wow.
So you are listening.
Yeah. And, it's been really cool because they are so smart that I see it as an opportunity that I'm a moderator. I'm helping to coach them along, but really we're picking them apart together. Like, I look around the room and I go, why was that funny? Seriously, I want to know. Like, I can't figure it out. I laugh too, but I can't explain it. Tell me why that was funny. Tell me what worked in that moment. You know, like, let's figure this out. And then talk about the principles of comedy, why stuff works, what doesn't. I mean, they turn to me and they ask the most interesting questions. Like, we're playing 7 Things the other day, and where you give someone a character, you're Buzz Lightyear, what's 7 things you keep in your spaceship, and you got to just blast through them, and everybody goes, yes. So you go, my laser gun, yes. My space helmet, yes. My spacesuit, yes. And you just go 7 things. So one of them looks at that and he goes, you're Donald Trump. Oh, and he looks at me and he goes, I'm sorry, can I do that? And I was like, well, let's see, because we're in class, we're not in front of the crowd, but they know the rule is, like, we don't get into politics, we don't get into religion, because your grandma's in the crowd. We got to know your audience, okay? Do what's appropriate. So It might not be the first thing that comes to mind. It might have to be the second thing, because I know how you teenagers think. But he goes, I'm Donald Trump. So the guy goes, I keep my suntan lotion. I keep my second bottle of suntan lotion. Yes. I keep my hair gel. Yes. I don't use my hair gel. Yes. Like, he's just going through and he's doing exactly what I was about to tell him to do, which is make fun of the person, not the office, not the stance. So it wasn't jokes on what some Billy signed. It was, you know, jokes about
jokes on the person.
That even if the only one that should be offended is if his mom's sitting there going, he's not fake tan, you know? And so they handled it beautifully, because sometimes you will be given that. Like, there's times that they go, because they have to remember their audience, they go, freeze. And yes, this is a water gun. Like, remembering I need to do so. I'm going to justify it immediately for this crowd of, you know, so.
It's so funny that you mentioned that. Yesterday, I went and donated time at the Chabad here in New Orleans for Sukkot, for Sukkah. And there was a party. It was called Pita in the Sukkah, or Sukkah in the Pita in the Sukkah. I don't know, whatever. It was a fun little event. And all these kids were running around, and I say hello to the rabbi who I know, and I said hello to some other guys that I knew who were there.
because I did a show for them 7 years ago or something. And so I just instinctively brought my magic with me, like, you know, and I brought Moose with me, you know, and so all the kids are, oh, Moose, Moose. They love the dog. And I have some balloon animals, but I only have one color, which is red. And so I'm like, screw it. I'll give the kids balloon animals. They don't care what color it is. They just want a balloon to go run around and be silly with, right? So I think I do make 100 balloons while I'm there. And, you know, and every kid is coming up, and I'm like, what do you want? They're like, oh, a dog or this. Or I'm like, I can only make one thing, right? Like some kid comes up to me and goes, oh, I want a race car. And I was like, no problem. This is a dog dressed up as a race car, bro. And, you know, so finally, I made a gun for a kid, and he comes up to me and goes, can you change this into a sword? And I was like, yeah, man, why? He goes, because everybody's really scared of my gun. And I was like, okay. I was like, and it just was such a, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a balloon gun, you know, like a balloon, bing, 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 you know, makes a little noise when you know, it's a toy in my mind. But to him and to the other kids, it wasn't. Yet a sword and stabbing each other, that's okay.
Well, they're both okay as long as it's a balloon.
But it was.
I wouldn't say one's better than the other, although you just pretend to shoot so you don't get hit by anything, and so you do get touched with the balloon when you're stabbed with the balloon. But
it came down to the stigma of the gun. It wasn't anything else. It was all of the kids that got a gun.
But the stigma isn't new. I made a mistake years ago, and I was so young and stupid. I was working a gig, and outside was these cops sitting against their car, and I was dressed as a mime, and I made a balloon gun, and I ran outside and started firing, and they both looked at me like, I immediately realized this was a really dumb thing to do. I'm glad this isn't 10 years from now, because I might have gotten shot. Cops shoot a mime in defense, you know, like, what a dumb thing. You don't run out of cop with anything, let alone something that's shaped and sounds like it. Because I'm going the pa 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 pa. I don't like even telling that story because I'm embarrassed that I was so stupid. If anytime I should have been arrested, like the times that I went to jail were some stupid traffic violation, I should have been arrested for that, because that's probably one of the dumbest things. That should be illegal. It should be illegal to dress as a mime and run at a cop with a balloon gun. I don't know if it's in the books, but I would understand of like, yes, I committed a crime here. You know?
Yeah, I think that would be.
And look, I already removed the cops. Ta-da! Get down, mime. And stop talking. You have the right to remain silent.
Stop talking. Plead the fifth.
I wonder if I'm gonna have to. You know, my dad's works for the sheriff's, but he's a sheriff's deputy. I wonder. I'm gonna have to ask him if anybody in history has ever arrested a mime. I mean, it had to have happened in the quarter, right? Because at some point, someone had to say that to a mime. You have the right to remain silent. Duh. You know.
That would be a good bit to do, like.
Gotta have existed in something like no cop show or nothing as.
No, I'm just saying that would be a good bit to do, like as a TikTok video.
New Orleans had listened to my ideas. If they had only listened to my ideas, but they didn't want to hear from me. Nobody wants to hear from the mime. Because remember, I played a standstill mime on NCIS. I was the Silver Man.
Oh, that's right. You were. Yep.
But no, it was with lines. I wasn't like a mime. I was a human statue that talks, but like after hours human statue smoking a cigar who witnessed the crime.
What that was? Do you know the episode, season, and all the whole thing?
It's called Father's Day, and I want to say it's
NCIS. What series? Like New Orleans?
New Orleans. It's NCIS New Orleans, and I think it's season. Oh, it's either season 2 or episode 2. It must be. How many seasons did they go? Because it couldn't have been that early on. Maybe it was early on. It's
But something.
Yeah,
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Father's Day, NCIS, New Orleans. For those who want to watch it, they can see you play a mime and then smoke a cigar and have some lines in the TV show. How was that experience, by the way, to get to be on like some major
major TV project.
It wasn't a mime. It was an example of a street performer involving the cops, but it wasn't. It was a human statue. Sorry, what was your question? I just want to clarify.
You were playing a human statue, but
I didn't want to offend any. I didn't want to offend it. You know how mimes can be. I didn't want to offend any mimes that would go look it up and go like, "What?" And you know, I mean, they probably won't say anything. It's fine. Hey, Paul, can I show you something?
Oh my God. Something. You got to turn it around though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, now it's something. No, now it's muffled.
Now
it's almost.
Oh, my other camera's.
Now it says something.
Oh, you're right. Okay, now I can read it. I thought I was reversed. Here's
hey.
This was something different.
How many of those do you have?
How many of something?
No, how many of those type of SpongeBob word projection?
I have two. I have this one in green, and it looks like a invisible something invisible. Wait, let me see if I can find the green one.
Okay, that was just silly between you and me. Okay, something invisible bit.
Yeah, here it is. Here's something.
NCIS New Orleans, Season 2, Episode 14.
So now
Thank you, Lucy. Is that something again? No, turn it around. There you go. That's something, but it's something invisible. Because when you put it in the green screen, you can't see it. Again.
Now.
Yes. I get it.
No, it's something invisible.
Oh my God. That's such a like Twitch streamer nerdy joke.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, I think it's important that people watching this.
I know.
I think it's important people watching this figure out pretty early on, like, is this somebody I want to hang out with? Like, do I need to follow these people? Is this my cup of tea? Do they drink tea? Now you tune in, you see something like this, you're like, this is my people, or you're like, moving on, you know?
No. See this. You're right. It's the litmus test on their level of.
See something you like.
You want to see something you like.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Reversed. The camera is reversed.
I'm going to move in now. So my question is now. There's two questions. Do you have any kind of like Twitch or
he changed
for your uncle character, for your Cajun uncle character?
Yes. That's actually what started me on Twitch. Was first I was doing Cousin Cajun Mike, because the idea was, I was playing video games at an embarrassing amount before the pandemic. There was no excuse. So it was like, if I'm gonna keep doing this, then I'm gonna do like these gamers where they stream it and they try to entertain people. Because I think if I can be entertaining on stage, then I think I can be entertaining sitting in a chair. So I was like, for at least three people that might be watching. So I started playing. Guess which game I started with. See if you can guess what game.
Secret Lab by any chance? Was it Secret Lab?
That's the chair makers. And you know what? They're not paying me. It's been aggravating me that. Hold on a second. I'm going to find my tape.
That I don't know the name of the game you're playing? Or that Secret Lab is the chair company?
Yeah. I'm putting this over the thing because, there we go. Now it's an invisible chair. But I was going to show you this logo. I've always found that kind of sneaky. They sneak their logo in behind your head. So you're basically, every time you're gaming, every time you move your advertising.
Sure, you're promoting their brand. Sure.
And yeah, sure, I like this chair, but I also paid for the chair a lot for this chair. So like now I got to do free ads for you. No, you know what? The chair is now invisible. It doesn't exist.
Well, you know, a lot of people have brought that. My dad brought that up to me when I was a kid. He's like, you know, you're paying a lot of money be the
But
marketing for another company.
I'll advertise this for free.
What is that, by the way? What game is that?
Now I'm mad at you. Finish telling the story about your dad.
No. What game is that?
No, you're making me mad. Finish your story.
Whatever. Okay, so is it Oblivion? Is that what that game is? I don't know. Anyways. My dad said that that's marketing. That's how they get you to buy stuff that's expensive, is that you have other people wear it. And the more Assassin's Creed, great game. Sorry, please forgive me for not knowing it. It's a great game. And the series of the game throughout the last, whatever amount of years it's been, and all the different places you get to go and all that cool stuff. And yeah, you would be an Assassin's Creed guy. That makes sense. It's a good game. It's a great like full world game where you're totally immersed.
I have pictures all over the world, including at Costco, wearing my hoodie.
I think I have seen you do that.
Oh man, there's this awesome. I was doing it with Eric Rubenstall's 2 kids up in the freaking cathedral in Strasbourg, and right as we took the picture, a white pigeon just flies out from behind us. Most amazing shot with the sun coming in like this cracked cathedral. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was dope. So, do you still have that photo?
Yeah.
Where is that?
I mean, if you want me to look for it, I can. But
no, I just want you to tell me where it's at so I can go find it myself. We can.
Oh, I'm sure I had it on like Facebook at one point, Instagram. I'm sure it was a profile pic at one point somewhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just sure it's a pretty cool photo.
I can find it and you can post it in the comments.
So I go back to the question: do your characters, like your uncle characters, does he have a TikTok? So
basically, I started doing that and then realized around the same time I was doing the virtual reality, and it's not that I was done doing that, but there's other things I'd rather do with that character. But the channel still exists because I do have other ideas for coming back to it. But I figure while I'm getting a good workout and as the ninja, I get to practice tons of improv. So while I'm working out this platform and how to engage on this, then we'll come back to that idea. So meanwhile, he's just been kind of sitting there, but it is, I think, a fun character and in some ways easier to market because it's easier to market comedy than magic or other personalities. So there's a lot of situations where it's kind of almost relief to play, improv doofus Cajun character than to have to go around myself trying to be as smooth as Eric Jones,
Right. So, but no, have you thought of ever doing like Cajun Mike or reaction videos to like commercials and reaction videos? Because that would be hilarious.
Pick up Moose again, and I'll do a reaction to.
Come here, Moose. Come here. We're gonna do Cajun Mike. He's gonna do Cajun Mike for us. Hold on. All right, here we do. Here we do Cajun Mike. Oh, look, here he is.
Oh man, I don't have my mustache right now, but that's one of the cutest. That's a dog, huh? Is it a dog? That's one of the cutest dogs I ever seen. I mean, I had to ask because it's about the size of a possum. We got possums bigger than that in the yard, bigger than that dog. How much that dog weighs? Because we got possums like 15, 16 pounds. I saw one, I swear it was like, it must have been 30 pounds, y'all. That's about 15, 17 pounds?
Yeah, 10 pounds. He's small.
Oh, that's little then. Oh, 10 pounds. That's my reaction video for you?
Yeah, I mean, you could do like a whole thing like reaction videos where, like that. Sort of kind of like, you watch a video and you'd be like, man, that guy's
Well, that's the
thing. Here it is. Here's the idea. You know that guy, the black guy that does the bit like that?
That was the T-Mic, the purpose of T-Mic, which I still got to get back to, but that's where I use the Snapchat filter with the Cajun accent. So T-Mic is kind of like Cousin Cajun Mike's nephew. So think of Cousin Cajun Mike is who makes it to live appearances, but video commentary, I want it to be by T-Mic. You hadn't seen the T mic? Let's see if I can pull
Yeah,
up.
my sound kicked out on me, and I can barely hear you now, and I don't know how to take it and turn it back to good sound. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on. I'll do it to you. Oh, man. Someone called me.
They messed it up?
And when they call me, I can't hear it anymore. Anyways,
I
I'm
can
still
hear
here.
you.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. It's just that, like, the sound, instead of coming out of, like, the speaker, it's coming out of just the headphones. So I hear you as a whisper.
Well, the sound's kind of important for it anyways, but I was going to try to find you the see if I can find you T mic, just so you can see what I know you've seen it.
So Mike, who was your biggest inspiration magic wise over the years?
No, see, that would be funny to answer as a T mic. Here, I'm gonna flip it for you real quick. Hold on.
Would you say
that's T mic?
Yeah.
So that's and T mic has a Cajun accent too.
I've seen those videos.
Yeah.
It's weird though for me because I was telling my friend in Louisiana, you go, on the bayou, they got poisonous snakes and spiders and alligators and stuff.
How did those do for you though?
Well, you have to stay consistent, and it's just hard to do everything at once. So I
think it has to be him interacting with people on the street.
Well, then if you keep the filter on,
it would have to get pre-shot. You would have to edit it. There's work there. That's the point that I think that is being made more than anything else. Is the reason that you're not doing all of these things because it's so much work and it's hard. It's not easy. I mean, look, I'm just doing this and trying to get one guest a day it's a job, bro.
That's kind of insane. I know. One guest a month for me has been sometimes pulling my hair, and so like. And
I'm doing a guest daily, and we're doing. And look, you and I have already been on for an hour and 42 minutes. So I mean, it's like, and I'm doing this every day. So it's a job.
You're pulling. You're kind of doing what Eric LeClaire did with his 365, where he filmed a magic trick every day for YouTube. You're doing.
I love Eric. Eric's amazing. Let's tag Eric in here as well.
Guest. That's the hardest part, getting the guest in.
Yeah, so far I've been really lucky.
I mean, today you were extremely lucky. That's the ninja talking. That's the ninja.
Bro, are you kidding me? I'm absolutely. Let me hold on, Eric.
Sorry, but
I'm trying to tag Eric in this.
I definitely wanted to, talk about my influences in magic for sure.
Yeah, who was like your biggest influence? Can you tag Eric in this, please? Because I can't find him.
Oh, well, from my phone?
Well, whatever, in the comments. That's what I've been doing. Just to say hello to him, and since we're talking about him, let him defend himself. But yeah, so who was like your supreme biggest influence that really was the one that, like,
Besides
Eric,
Eric Jones. No, I'm kidding. He's like 20 years younger than me. No, I'm sure he is though. So I just tagged him, so hopefully he'll catch right at this moment.
Well, I tagged Eric a little while ago. I wasn't talking about Eric. I was talking about Eric Lorek. Didn't you say he did the 365 challenge?
Oh, LeClaire. Yeah.
Oh, LeClaire. Sorry, LeClaire.
I told Eric LeClaire, Eric Jones, and Eric Tate that I wish for them to be my council of Erics, and they all asked me the same question, like, for what purpose? And I was like, I will let you know.
I'll let you know when I know.
So they have all agreed to be summoned to the council of Erics, not knowing when or what they will discuss. But I shall have a council of Erics. I do have a lot of cool people named Eric.
This is another one of your lists. I'm sure it's on your list.
Well, and I forgot to ask Eric Buss, but he's going to be in town soon, and I'd like Eric Buss to be one on my council of Erics.
Council of Erics.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool? Magic Mike,
bro.
Council of Erics. I mean, that's like King Arthur stuff right there. That's going to go down in the legend. People would be like, what shape was the table?
Yes.
It's still unknown.
Okay. Okay. I'm with this. This is good.
Okay,
this is good.
So influences early on were David Copperfield for sure. I think I just, tried to imagine if I could ever be as cool as him.
Have you ever tried to go to his museum?
No, I haven't. I would love to. Well, I'm going to be in Las Vegas in 2 weeks, but I don't know that it's going to be a quick in and out trip for TwitchCon, and there's going to be a lot of TwitchCon activities. So as the ninja, I'm going to have a lot to do and a lot of people to meet that hopefully they won't have seen this, so they won't see this coming. Oh, I met some of the streamers last year that didn't realize they met me. And I was basically like this. We went to eat, and I had like some of the get up, but my mask off, and we walked up, shook hands. They have no recollection that they didn't realize they met Freak VR at all, because I was just some guy that was standing with Chad, and like now I make fun of like, I met you for 21 seconds, remember? But I get to meet a lot of other like really cool streamers and hang out, and it is a different world. Not only is this a virtual world that I'm usually in, but connecting and getting to be friends with these guys and on their platform has taught me so much. And I think that's what's cool about learning from different experiences, that the stuff that I'm figuring out how to bring to the table when I'm on stage, like I can't do glitter bombs in people's Twitch name on stage, or can I figure out a way, like how do I make that type of interaction happen with my people like you're doing now? The fact that people can comment and be part of it live, part of something, it's a different medium, different world we live in. And so I've learned so much from it. It's kind of like, I can compare it to busking online. You're basically street performing online, because people can just donate, throw biddies at you in that way, and then eventually sponsorship and ads is what you're going for to keep it going.
I mean, that's what you just said is exactly the route that I'm running with, and I'm trying to hit that idea of, I've heard that no podcasts, I think 71% of podcasts don't go over 100 interviews. It just somehow or another dies, they don't make it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, the percentage that go over 100 are very small. I think it's like whatever. And then out of that, those that actually get sponsored is even like, so it drops down.
So 100
like
is the first number of like, get to 100 episodes, then talk to me kind of thing.
What's that?
That's kind of the first magic number of get to 100 episodes, then come talk to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm doing that. Like, that's why I'm trying to do this on a daily, because I figure if I do 100 in a 3-month period, that's pretty heavy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like you did 100 personal one-on-one interviews?
I could do 100 live streams with my cats.
Sure.
Yeah, that's easy, but not necessarily.
And like, it's like, and then the fun part for me has been navigating it, because it's like, me and I know you, and we're having a conversation, and I want it to be so lo-fi that we're on our phones that we almost forget that we're on a live feed.
Wait,
and that this is
live?
Oh, you didn't know?
Right, the whole thing right now?
Yeah, bro.
I took my mask off.
Mike, I thought you knew what we've been doing, bro.
Now
improv, bro. I was saying yes and, bro. What? I'm doing improv. Yes and.
I mean,
took my mask off.
I haven't come out to my parents. They don't even know I'm a ninja yet. I haven't had that conversation.
With who?
With my parents. I need to sit them down and say, Mom, Dad, I'm a ninja.
You haven't had the conversation with your mom and dad about you being ninja?
I think the videos got leaked. I mean, I can kind of remember my dad saying something about, so you've been working out?
Oh, fuck.
And you know Harrison Greenbaum's joke. You know Harrison Greenbaum's joke about how he's like had to admit to his parents he's a magician, and then they're like, we'll come to the, we would come to the parade. Like, oh, they're like, oh, we thought you were going to say you were gay. We were going to support you. We'll come to the parades. This magician thing, I don't know. It's funny the way he presents it, but he talks about, we'll go to the parades. Did you know that there's because I said it before, I quoted him. It's like, my parents said they'd come to the ninja parade. Do you know that there's awesome video out, and I'm assuming it's done so well that like it must be a real thing. They have a ninja parade, and then nobody sees the ninjas. And they have interviews with people talking about how they never saw the ninjas, but the ninja parade was awesome this year.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
that is so good. I would love for someone to shoot that, and then also go as far as putting people in ninja outfits and then painting them into the scenes so that the parade goes by, and then once the parade's over, the ninjas come out and walk away. That would be that video, and you're just like, oh, that's fucking good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That would be, because look, Mr. Beast actually shot a video like that recently. I think it's a shorts. And he goes, I'll give you $10,000 if you can find the 5 people in this picture, or in this live scene at the supermarket. And the girl's like, wait, there's nobody there. And then she's like, oh, wait, boom, 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 boom. And she finds all 5 people. He gives her the $10,000. But it's like that game that you buy, that you play, find all the stupid stuff that's in the game, you know. Find a pair of pink sunglasses.
I think we could make that happen. I would love to have a whole ninja mural with hidden ninjas. But you know, here's why we can't do it in New Orleans, because any other town, they'd be like, let's go to the ninja parade. New Orleans, they'd be like, that means we have to dress as ninjas too. And so everyone else would show up dressed as a ninja, because New Orleans has to go to a party. They have to be part of it. You know, like, oh, the theme is ninjas? No problem. And like,
right, because that's New Orleans. That's the thing about New Orleans that you have to love.
Yeah.
That's unlike any other city. That when we do parties here, full on, it's a full on thing. It's not just a, hey, we're going to the streets and doing a walkathon. It's like, oh, breast cancer? Sure, no problem.
I try to explain to people this way, that like what makes New Orleans different is that I could walk into a coffee shop on a Tuesday morning dressed as a chicken, and someone would go, hey, what's up, man? And nobody would even ask.
It's very New York. It's very in the sense of like, no, like, because if you were like in Manhattan, right?
Okay, so
and you're just in Manhattan.
Only in New Orleans, maybe in New York. I was passing on Bourbon Street as there was a fire extinguisher spraying down some people during the red dress run, and these 2 guys are standing there with beads around their neck, and they're like, "This, you'd only see this in New Orleans." Maybe Chicago. Never forget. Sorry. So we went on several.
That's good. I'm with you. I know where they're at.
Influences. I didn't only name.
We did influences. You talked about Copperfield, and then I stopped you and asked you about the museum, and we went off. But so let's go back to your influences.
Well, early on, I wore out the Magicians at the Magic Castle video that I had of watching over and over, and included Lance Burton was on it, doing his dub act. And so it's like, you know, I'm glad that was there for me to try to strive to that type of perfection, you know. And then getting to meet him later on in life is just like crazy, knowing that, you know, he and Jeff McBride, I watched their videos over and over and over, and now I can call them friends and have like worked at some of these conventions with them. It's insane. But definitely early influences. Then later on, influences who definitely became friends but mentors. Sean Farquhar, Oscar Munoz. I met them basically at the same time at the same convention, and it was kind of one of those moments when, not that I was done with magic, but I guess I was sort of done with magicians or being around that community. I needed to sort of find my own way, and I wasn't really having a good time anymore.
Right.
But they stuck out of my mind of being welcoming and encouraging, and people that I could truly learn something from. And I don't know if they even remember meeting me then, because no one even knew my name at like conventions and stuff at that point. But it was like a mental note of, that's who you need to be around. That's who you need to learn from.
Right.
You know, and somehow making sure later I did learn from them. And just recently, got to perform with Oscar on the same show at the Magic Castle. Like, of all people, Oscar Munoz is who I get to introduce at the Palace of Mysteries on stage, bringing on one of my friends and mentors who, by the way, I don't think he gets the credit that like other people who are known for things, but he's probably one of the best ring routines like I've ever seen. Oscar does one of the most solid ring routines you'll ever see. And what he just did at the castle, like I'd seen it before, but it's like I need a reminder of like he's not even really known for this. He's just known for being funny, you know? And
yeah,
like,
I'm trying to find his page. I don't know like why I don't have him as a friend. Is weird.
Ball routine flawless.
Oh, there he is.
Incredible.
I found him. I tagged him. So, and I also wanted to tag, cool. And I don't know why I'm going to forget his name. Canadian. You mentioned him already.
Sean?
Huh?
Farquhar,
thank you.
Yeah.
I love Sean. Sean is like one of the most, just like, dude, he's such a sweet guy, dude. Like on the sweetest of the sweetest levels, like
I make a
real deal.
To not bring him up sometimes because of the fact that I think I talk about him too much. Because I'm constantly reminded of a moment where it was Sean stepping in, giving me advice or telling me something, or just eye awakening moments. One of the incredible moments that sticks out in my mind is that there was a greeting. I think a get well soon card for someone that everyone was signing at 4F. But whoever it was for, this was like a few years ago, whoever it was for, I didn't know the guy. But it seemed like everyone was signing it. And, you know, you're trying to fit in at these types of events, you know, and I looked at Sean and I was like, should I sign it? I don't really know him. And Sean looks at me and goes, sometimes I think you don't know who you are.
Dude, what a great, dude, that was a really good, what's it called?
I do the best imitation in the world. Oh yeah, you didn't know that? I do Sean Farquhar. I've done him as a character. I did an entire emceed entire show.
It's
in, Seattle
so good.
Sean, I think it was Seattle. At the PCAM convention. And like at that point he had done something to his leg, so he had a cane. He was walking with a cane. I forget what he did to his leg. And I walked out from stage and stole the cane from him and hobbled back over, so I could get the impression right. Yeah.
So good.
Oh, and he was coming out, so he was backstage. He's backstage, and he was coming up with a bit, and he was like, and then he goes like, and then you could say, "Hey guys," and I was like, "Wait, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing like the bit," and I was like, "You're doing, but why are you talking like that?" And he goes, "Because I'm doing you doing me." And I was like, "You're doing," and Sean, that's horrible. That's not what I sound like. He goes, "That's what you sound like." Like, no, that's what you sound like. Like, no, I'm doing what you sound like. I sound nothing like what you sound like now. Like, quit trying to do me doing you.
Oh, that's so good.
And
the best part is that it was like, you know, these are the people that you've always looked up to, the people that, and it's no longer like a trivial conversation that you have with the person. It's like friendship now, you know? And it's so cool that
I know
these people, all of them, like even the New York crew or the LA crew or this crew or that crew or whatever, like of Magic, they'll accept you when they see that your life has been that thing. That's it. That's when you get in. Like, that's when you get in. It's not about the trick that you built. It's not about the idea that you came up with. It's, did you make this your life or not? Because that's when we know that you really know what this thing is that we're doing, right?
Speaking of what we're doing, I didn't think to ask, but I'm not using the headphones. You don't have sound bounce back from like my mic picking up your voice?
No, so let me tell you, man, I'm not sure what magic is happening with this whole thing that I'm doing. First, I've been smoking, cursing, saying all kinds of, and it is 20 some odd episodes. You'd think somebody would have said something by now, or the AI.
Definitely worse things going on, and there's worse things happening.
I think that's the first part.
So second part, like, hey, you know what? Any attention or whatever, like any attention's gonna, how they say, any exposure And you know, I know you're all about you have no shame of exposure, so like take it, you know, bring it on.
Yeah, no, I think if this were to blow up at some point in another, and I know it will, like I listen, at 300 long form podcasts on YouTube and on with guests, with bios, with links, bro, something's gonna happen, period.
Yeah, it's cool that you
whether that's good or bad. Woo! But I say because I've had a lot of crazy. I've done a lot of crazy stuff in my life, and I've spoken quite openly about my ideas, and so I'm sure someone's gonna find a video of me in blackface, or me with a swastika on my forehead, or me naked in a river, all from the same video, by the way, which is still on YouTube, by the way, 10 years later, and it hasn't been taken down.
In a river, hashtag Paul.
Hashtag I had to do it, Paul David Carpenter, first video that pops up. And it's, yeah. So, and then me walking into a woman's bathroom, all of that whole video is still to this day online, which to me is a little like somebody likes me at Facebook, and then they also throttle ban me so that only 2 people or 3 people watch. When I have almost 10,000 followers, and right now it says that close to 1 some odd K alive on Facebook now, you would think that out of that I would get more than 2 views, 2 people watching.
There's a video, you'll have to find it. It was made for magicians, but I'm so used to watching on a smaller screen that years later I never realized, because I was all of a sudden had it on the big screen TV, and I was like, that is definite side boob. That is some definite side boob that probably isn't supposed to be on YouTube. And it's happening right behind my head, but never realized because the screen was always small, I guess, but it's out there. I'm not, you have to just go searching for it. Little Easter egg.
Side boob?
Not my side boob.
Oh no, I know that, but there was some side boob in a video.
I was talking, yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
You were talking and there was side boob.
You can call it magic
behind you.
like side boob, that's fine. I mean, whatever.
Was it the side boob to behind you?
It was,
or was it the person you were talking to?
So I guess you'd say it was behind boob. It was side behind.
Side boob.
Behind side boob.
Behind side boob. Behind side boob.
There was behinds involved as well, I would say. You might know which video I'm referring to.
Just sounds like there was boobs all around.
Well, of course I've been.
Like, is this when the cameraman was a midget and he could
videos.
only shoot from the boob angle or something?
Since you brought that up, I do have a joke for you. It's not appropriate at all, but you're not supposed to use that word anymore.
What?
Midget.
You can't say midget?
You didn't know that? You're doing a podcast.
That's a bad word now?
I think it's considered to be offensive.
Offensive.
Yeah. You were
oh shit, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. What do you say now?
Hobbit. You say hobbit? No, I'm kidding. No, but
that does not sound better than midget.
Actually, it does though for some reason. I don't know. The letters. No, but since you brought it up, I'm not sure how to. Here's the thing. I'm not sure how to phrase a joke.
Do you call them small people?
Well, see, yeah.
Is that rude or little people?
But it's horrible for comedy because, like, finish this joke. All right, that I'll use hobbit, okay, but knowing that now you know that you have to be careful that certain words, like, for example, I'll give you another example that it'll blow your mind if you've never heard this, because I had to be told this when I was introducing emceeing a burlesque show, that what I'm thinking I'm meaning if I describe a girl as exotic is no longer the meaning, and I could be definitely offending by saying exotic. So it's not. There's certain words that now have developed different meanings than what we expect, and while we think we're saying one thing, it's still, it's not the proper nomenclature.
So you can't say exotic anymore during burlesque shows.
I think you can say if you're describing kiwi fruit, not the person, but the actual fruit.
This exotic kiwi fruit.
Or something ornamental such as a rug.
This exotic rug, but you cannot call a person exotic.
Please correct this in the comments if we are wrong, because we are two kind of middle-aged guys that are trying to figure this stuff out. And so,
yeah, man, I feel like a boomer right now. Okay,
because we should know.
Garrett says it's short person or small person.
Because of Twitch, even though
or small
I'm
people,
middle-aged, because of Twitch, I know what uwu means, or at least I think I do. I know what Pog Champ is.
Wait, hold on. What is it? What was the first one?
Uwu.
Woo woo.
Uwu. It's spelled UWU.
Uwu.
We're very, 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 very commonly used in Twitch nomenclature. So,
what does uwu mean?
I think it kind of means like, the whistle, or hee hee ho ho.
Oh.
I think that's kind of like a Twitch uwu is equivalent to a cat call whistle.
Cat call, but in Twitch world.
Depending on how you use it, or as a response to like, come see, come sa.
Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I've just nobody will tell me. It's guesses.
Well, so I hope somebody tells us in the comments below in the world of YouTube or Facebook at some point in our lives.
So
I would love to find that out. What was the next one?
Here, let's break apart some comedy, because I don't know how to use this, and I thought of it the other day, and I can tell you the story as to why I thought of it. Not that that matters, but what do you call a hobbit with cocaine? Low blow. So,
or little blow?
Well, low blow's a...
Well, then you would change it a little bit more to like, what do you call a
hobbit
hobbit that's a rapper with cocaine? I said, what do you call a hobbit that's a rapper with cocaine?
That little blow.
What's a little rapper? What's a little rapper?
Lil, comment to the top.
Yeah.
Blow. So, but yeah, low blow is the express. So, if you said, what do you call a little person with cocaine? I don't feel like just the structure of the joke works as well with that, like, but obviously seems to work better with the word that's no longer acceptable, the M word.
Midget blow?
No. Low blow is the punchline. The punchline is intact. The punchline.
Oh, you're saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
You're saying at the beginning.
It's the setup.
What do you call a midget with a bag of cocaine? Low blow.
Well, you just said the joke, but improperly, yes.
What do you mean? Okay,
not improperly comedically, improperly socially.
Yes. Okay, I get it. No, I wasn't telling the joke. I was just saying the joke because I was trying to understand the joke.
Quoting the joke, which neither of us has said.
Right, because
that's fine.
You've been quoting it the entire time.
You don't say, no, you can quote the joke as long as you don't say the joke.
Exactly. I'm not saying the joke.
You're quoting the joke.
Quoting the joke.
It's an offensive joke. It's a low blow.
100%. I mean, you can't get any lower than that. I mean, that's the height of the true thing.
There's a joke I can't use. So
let's just throw that one out. Let's say we read it, but we didn't want to use it.
I read it somewhere. No. I came up with it the other day because on the beach in Fort Lauderdale, I got to witness a little person on a skateboard being arrested by about 4 cops because he had drugs in his bag. So that's what prompted.
And you're considering that whole situation a low blow, right? That's just not cool.
Well, I mean, it was from every angle. It was a low blow. So that was the idea. But
it's actually really good.
I put out a juggling video to watch the other day.
Because I'm not saying that I actually heard the joke right now, because you were just, once again, describing it and explaining the joke to me. So, but
part of it really.
I'm just saying, if somebody were to use that joke.
Also, I put out a video the other day that I took down because I didn't realize. I just thought there was some music in the background. It was me juggling with Disco Man, with Mirror Man at the Tin Roof opening on Bourbon Street, and it was to WAP.
Yeah, it was
to WAP. I didn't know what was playing behind me, and I actually sent it first. I sent it before I even posted it on Instagram. I sent it to my family So I basically sent my mom a video of me. I didn't pay attention to the music. I was paying attention to Mirror Man, and it was WAP. You know what WAP is. Tell everybody what WAP is.
I think everybody understands the terminology of WAP. I hope. And if they don't, they can look up WAP on their own. It's like mop, but with a W. You know, I love that kids that are 10 years old are singing about that nowadays. We're having a good time here today, folks. Listen, I want to get back to this interview and see WAP. There it is.
I was looking for a balloon to do a visual aid, but then I decided, no, it's on Facebook. We shouldn't. Let's not take it to.
So my friend Daryl came in and says, WAP, there it is.
That's a better way to use it.
It's pretty good. That's
My
not
sister
bad, actually.
had to write me and explain to me what it was because somehow I wasn't familiar with that song. Now I see it all over TikTok of people making their moms listen to that song. I did it accidentally. So sorry, Mom.
So let's I have some more questions to ask here. A couple more, if you don't mind.
Did you want a balloon, by the way? Because I have one.
I'm okay. But what I do want to know is, for those who are out there who are watching this, who actually stayed through this entire podcast, because this was a good one. This is fun, and they should. But if somebody wanted to like start their life in this manner, like do this kind of life that you're living, what is like the thing that you would tell other, like let's say there's a 10-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid who finds this video someday and wants to know more about like getting into doing this life. It's a life choice. You live in this bubble of Michael Dardant. Right? And all these little outside things that you've created. Let me hear.
Where did this bubble come from? Who put this
I don't
bubble
know, bro, but it's there. It's there. And you create it with all this, you know, stuff that you are and the person that you are and the mind that you are. But the question would be for somebody, you know, how do they get to do the same thing? How do they get to live their own world the way that you get to live your world?
Well, life in the bubbles.
Do you have a bubble machine in your room, right?
I was hoping Fitz was going to make an appearance so he could do his some of his button training, show you that. But we'll have to do another one. We'll do another one, just interview with Fitz. No, my advice. I just gave my advice. So I think it's gotten more confusing than it was even for us. Like, think about the paths that are laid out for you as a teenager at our age, when we were teenagers, as opposed to the potentials and the opportunities laid out for you as a teenager now with technology today. Like, you could probably just online apply for a job in Japan, whereas that wouldn't have been such an easy thing to look into when
15, 20 years ago. Sure.
So I think it's probably even more difficult for the 10-year-old now than it was for me. And for me, it was just like, this is the path presented in front of me. I think, I don't know where I heard this recently, but this is what I told my niece, that everyone's searching for inspiration, but really inspiration finds you. You don't really have to look for it because it's going to find you. When I was visiting my grandmother during the summer when I was 14 years old in Metairie, I was walking distance from the only magic shop that existed in basically Louisiana at that time, Black Forest Magic Shop. And it didn't hit me till like years later. How odd is that was laid in my path. Everything was sort of already laid in my path for me to just accept it. Like, I don't know why. I still don't know why. Like, why was I bitten by a wizard? Why did I choose magician? I think I just wanted to have superpowers. It's probably why I like playing a ninja. And that was the easiest way to have superpowers, is learn card tricks, you know. but somehow that path was laid out for me. That without really trying, the magic shop is that close to my grandmother's house. Like, how did that happen? New Iberia was the only place where there was a meeting happening for the IBM. I think the second closest place may have been Baton Rouge. So there's no way my mom would have been able to drive me an hour and 45 minutes to go to a magic meeting in Baton Rouge, you know. But luckily, it was happening right there in small town of New Iberia, because that's where Glenn Girardi positioned it, because it was more central state. So thanks to him, I was able to pursue and learn from people and, you know, keep it going.
I mean, I think that goes back to something that a lot of people have mentioned that have been guests, that on one level, they're like super lucky to do what they do, like how they do what they do and what they do, and it's not any one thing. Like a couple people have talked about having like lots of mediums. There's so many mediums behind me that when you ask me to do something, I remember Andrew saying that when I go into my mind, it's like I look like I'm walking into a Walmart of like things I could use to tell the story you're asking me to tell, and it's like, you know, I need you to put me into a box, because that's going to be too hard for me, because then I'm gonna have wires and fucking this kind of clay and some glass, just because that's my brain, dude. You know, and so yeah, that's really super interesting, man. Like that it's really just saying I'm lucky, you know. I'm lucky that I followed my heart. I'm lucky that that had the universe around me also giving me this weird lucky.
Yeah, but like by being open to it, you're finding the path, because you just got to be open to it, because the inspiration will find you. And the thing is, a lot of people think that they don't know what they want to do or what they're into, and they keep searching. When, like, just think back to when you were 5, because more than likely the same things you were into as a little kid are in some way you're into now. Did you draw when you were 5? Do you really like drawing now? Do you find the time to do that? Like, and when you figure out what those are, even not what you want to do with them, but just knowing that this is what I like, this is what I'm passionate about, then take 10 minutes a day, keep it, you know, keep your drawing pad there, if that's what it is, you know, whatever you discover of like what you're into. And that was weird realizing later, oh yeah, I was into magic when I was 5 years old, having just kind of forgotten that along the way. And different things happen along the way, like juggling lessons. Like when you asked me about trick, I never answered one of the first tricks I remember blowing me away was later than 5 years old, when Ronald McDonald shoved the salt shaker through the table. And that was a moment that I'll never forget, of like, I need to be able to do that. I don't know how that clown just pulled this off, but I want to learn magic now, you know.
Yeah, so Daryl here says, where do you escape to do that? Like to create or to become.
This helps. Look at this.
He says that helps,
nope.
Right? Going
really,
into the world and being in that space, creating this. So I think it's better. I think the better answer there, Mike, is having a space for creativity.
Virtual spaces in every manner of the sense. This, like, beyond the fact that if I put the visor on, I can go into a virtual space where I can't see any distractions. There's nothing else that exists unless my invisible cat at that point rubs against my leg. I'm in control of that entire space. If all I want within that darkness is one block to build with, then that's all I need to have there. Now, I've noticed a difference as to when I leave these open as opposed to when it's closed, as to my mindset of, or if I'm completely like I do sometimes. It's all right, I'll fix it later.
You killed the set, folks. You killed the set. Well, but that's all magic stuff in the background, right?
There's a lot of everything. There's juggling stuff. There's magic stuff. There's a lot of hats. There's literally that at the top corner is a box of hats. So there you go. Chaos. If I'm looking at this, I'm allowing my brain to be distracted, whereas I just put things out of sight, out of mind. Not all the time, but I'm in my own world. And like I said before, sometimes just standing in one spot juggling helps me to clear my mind and figure out what I got to focus on, where I focus on next.
Right.
Yeah, this is I'll fix it later.
You broke it, Mike.
I gotta fix it before I do that. the next stream.
Oh, you got time. That's crazy.
But yeah,
that's awesome,
that's
though.
definitely been helpful.
But no, and then Daryl says, no, more like a statement. Where do you escape to than just to do once? You have the answer. It's personal. Everyone has, I can't really read this. Immersion is just a new perspective.
Well, I guess you know what you're talking about, where physically, like, but this is an escape. The whole stream is an escape. Understand that I'm having fun, and sometimes I would rather be the ninja than be myself and have to be bogged down with figuring out more ways to market myself or sell myself, which is the part I said a long time ago. I think I'm good at sales, but I hate having to sell myself. It sucks. I don't like having to be the marketing manager and to, you know, try to figure out that end of it. I just want to be a performer. I just want to perform. And so sometimes even doing the stream and setting that up is really an escape and a distraction in itself, which is why I've tried to figure out, okay, well, how do we make this productive? How do we make this so that 5 years from now it's cross market with all my other stuff and everything else that I'm doing? But I guess as far as a physical escape, if that's what you mean, for me, that's why I need to get my back healthy again, because my back's been kind of tweaked, is jogging, running. I really love jogging, and I feel that even if it's just walking briskly, that's a time when it is a complete escape. Because if you think of it, you could be anywhere jogging in the real world, and because you're jogging, you're not a part of that world. You're an NPC, or everyone else is an NPC. Everyone else is a non-player character in your world because you're doing your own thing, and you're not. It's kind of like walking through an airport. You're not really required to interact with anyone. Anybody you go past, you have your earphones in, they know you're jogging. You're not part of this situation. Everything's on a conveyor belt. And it makes you really feel like you can zone out and you are your own world, because you have to take those times. Or if it's sitting, I'm close to City Park, so even just sitting at the park, you know, being the main character in your world, letting everyone else be NPCs for a while so that you can zone in. For you gamers, NPC, non-playable characters. I always see everybody like that when I'm jogging. Everybody's an NPC in my world, you know?
Wow. Like it's super like your Zen space, like a place for you to go to. Yeah. So let's talk about the future, man. What are you seeing as in the next things that you're trying to create and do?
Well, I've been really going back and forth on. I have ideas for a FISM act, and the fact that I never kind of felt like I went all the way, or never really felt like I was that ready. Just kind of like sort of coaxed into, I may as well go if I've been doing this well with it. It wasn't written for that. Neither of those acts were really written for FISM. They were written for competitions, but not for that level. They were more supposed to be stepping stones. And I've had ideas, but you know what goes into it. I know what goes into it. You know, so do I yet again pull away from all my other characters and from the time that they've earned to then work again on something that intense? But it's still, you know, it's gnawing in the back of my brain. I have a year, well, a little less than a year to qualify. At the Dallas convention would be the qualifiers for North America. So that's one of those kind of decisions of, am I going to hit it hard or not? And then in addition to that, really taking every opportunity I can to play roles and to get more involved. I know the film industry's at a weird time right now with the writer's strike and everything, but as I go into it, really more so than performing, just having a creative outlet, I would like to be more of a writer, market myself more of a writer, get stuff out there so that if even when I don't feel like it being my face, like whether it's not covered with a ninja mask or just with the printed word, being the fact that I don't have to like be in the spotlight for my creativity to be and I have discovered that I love that process. I really in some ways love the writing process even more than the performing process. And you know, it depends on where you're at, what kind of mood you're in too, because if you just worked at a 5-day trade show, you're definitely going to prefer a writing process as to performing. Like, get me away from people, get me out of here. You know, all other pursuits, just really building the show and getting something going here in New Orleans, a regular classy venue, something like the Chicago Magic Lounge that exists here in the Magic City of New Orleans, where people expect to be blown away, expect to see something unique and exciting. So trying to find a venue that has a long-term vision of something like that can happen here. I would love that.
Have you seen the club called Prohibition that's here in town?
An improv troupe? What is it?
It's called Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a 1930s club.
Oh,
somewhere in the quarter. I just saw it like briefly. I was walking by. I was like, "Is there anybody there? Is there anybody?" It looked like it was just closed down.
Is that over by underneath the theater, across from the Fairmont? Or I'm thinking of a different, because we went and checked that out. I actually brought Sean over there.
I don't know. I'd have to look, but I think that like there's a really cool thing that's happening in
like a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Parlour Magic.
Like a speakeasy thing. But I mean, honestly, I never got to walk into the place. It was just. That's just the name of the place, and it looked, when I looked through the windows, like a 1930s, 40s look, you know.
Pretty cool, yeah.
And there's a really cool thing going on in Vegas right now. There's a location called Prohibition nightclub. Hell, it could be the same owners, and that'd be dope. And they have every kind of like act that you can think of, right? From sideshow to magic to escapism, and they have different rooms. And as you're walking through to get to the bar, there's all these different performers, and then at the main stage, there's the performers come and do some bit. There's an emcee of sorts, and there's a whole thing there. And a friend of mine's doing. I think it's either a seance show or a haunted something at one of them. It's Kent Excel. I don't know if you know Kent from Las Vegas, who's I believe he's in Las Vegas. Yeah, and I forgot the two venues. What's that?
He's a magician.
Mentalist, amazing, great performer.
From Las Vegas. I don't know any magicians from Las Vegas.
Oh, I know so many. I lived there for a couple of years, and I tried to mingle as much as possible.
Every other person is a magician in Las Vegas.
What's that?
Throw a rock, you hit a magician.
You hit a magician in Vegas. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, yeah, but the thing that's beautiful is what you said earlier, like,
I think so too.
Getting to meet these people who spend so much time creating what I believe is the penultimate of art forms. And when I say that, I mean that in the sense that it's the only art form that combines every art form. Like, you have to really know stage and how to move on a stage, but you also need to know musicality and what's going to work emotionally. You also need to know how to write a script. You also need to know illusion building, which then gets into a whole other.
This direction.
It's mind-boggling when you meet these guys who are what I call creator, designer, performers. And those are very, very few and far between. And when you know them, like Bizarro or like Kevin James or, any of these guys who take the entire world and build the entire world around them, this quote unquote bubble, like you have, it's impressive. And it's cool to meet other people who do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Is it Galore?
Did you mute yourself?
No, I was trying to tag Bizarro.
Oh, love! I'll tag Kevin James. Kevin is like phenomenal. I love Kevin. Another blessed soul, super love, just a good kid. And the same thing with
with
Bizarro.
I didn't know him. I've obviously always admired his stuff, and I didn't know him. And after one of the
you didn't know who? Which one?
Kevin James. He sent me a message.
Oh, okay.
He sent me a message complimenting my act, like just out of the blue after one of the conventions, even though I hadn't had a chance to talk to him. And I just was like, wow, I was so touched by, here's one of my heroes just took the time to notice my acting. And, he didn't have to do that. That was amazing.
Right.
What a pat on the back. One of those things you don't forget, coming up.
Yeah, no, of course not, dude. That's like the kind of like, what the F? Like, you're like super tripped out at that one. Like, I remember once I was at Wonderground, and I can't find Bizarro, bro. I'm trying to find Biz. That's what I was doing the whole time. Plus his name. What was his name?
McBride's Wonderground?
With the beard. Burger.
Oh, Eugene Burger.
Eugene Burger. Yeah. So I walk in, and I'm, and I passed Eugene, and he stops. He's like, Paul Carpenter, it's such a pleasure. And I'm like, how do you know me? Yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, dude, amazing brain, like the most amazing, and like that voice and everything about the man. But the fact that he remembered a phone call that him and I had, like some years prior to that, and that we had never met, but he had known me through photos on Facebook, and at the moment of seeing me knew who I was. That to me was like one of the most like moments in magic for me, bro, where I was just like, what? I've never done anything that respects any amount of knowledge of me from you in any way. Like, I'm not any of these guys. I'm not like a you. I'm not a Shin Lim. I'm not. What have I done? I've created a fork that breaks and puts back together. Like, I have some cheesy world records that were easy to beat. One that I made up and one that was a world record for.
Lim, I think.
Huh?
Just different hair, slightly different hair. You look a lot like Shin Lim. No, kidding. Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna have to get rolling soon so I can reset.
So do me this, and do everybody this, if you wouldn't mind. Give some links and stuff where people can find you, and then I'll cut you out, and I'll tie this little thing into a bow.
Okay.
I'll at least try to.
Yeah.
I love you, Mike. Thank you for your time, bro. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.
I mean, why not? I do this. We should just do this every day. Cross the way, hang out for a while, make some content, talk about stuff. It's good. And now I'm gonna go play Ninja. So Freak VR is my ninja name. So it's like VR Freak. Ninja was already taken apparently by some thumb jockey. So like, you call this guy a ninja? Oh, good Fortnite. Yeah. Like, come on, dude. Like, someone's gonna attack him in the back alley and he's gonna whip out his joystick. Come on, buddy.
You know what would be funny is if you could create some like memes of you beating up Ninja.
Oh yeah, let's do that. I already did some like assassination memes that people like streamers can use like in front of the green screen.
Yeah.
So we just need to have him being sliced up. Now I don't have any personal animosity toward him because he has
that's not the bit. We're just doing it because it's funny.
I know. I'm sure he's a great guy. I just hate Fortnite. Hashtag I hate Fortnite. Let's see how many views we get just from the Fortnite kids going, what?
Hashtag dude, I hate Fortnite. I'm gonna totally push it in right now. Hold on.
You can play without the walls.
I hate.
You don't have to build
Fortnite.
Hashtag I hate Fortnite. But no, all right. So
fewer than 1,000 posts. We're safe, dude. Don't worry.
Let's use it. No, I just always thought like if Fortnite were an Olympic sport, it'd be kind of like that. That ski one where you're skiing and then you gotta fire a gun. I'm like, what kind of obstacle course? But this would be like you fire a gun, then you build a barn, and like that's what the Fortnite category would be.
I've got barns, bitches. Just barns everywhere. Barns on tops of barns. It turns into like a Guggenheim piece.
And from Canada, Emil has completed a barn in record time. Right you are, Bob. This is one of the fastest barns we've seen, and hopefully his aim will be on in the second round because if his rifling is any good as his barn building, then I'd say he's got the gold.
he's only 10 years old, folks.
10-year-old.
Challenging those who have been playing this game for 15 years.
10-year-old made the Olympics.
It was a 12-year-old recently that won a world championship. I don't know if it was in Fortnite, but it was something. And he was like 12 or maybe 14.
Eric Leclerc just got a world record, and he's in the Guinness Book. He and the other three of my 4 favorite Canadians. Yeah, no, yeah, the Big Trick Energy.
Yeah. Are they doing another season?
They're in the Guinness Book, but he scrolled past it so fast that we need to look at. I don't know for what. There are pictures in there and everything, but I think it's like world's longest something.
Oh, it's world's longest magic trick that's done through online help, I think is what it was. They made a whole video about it. It's really good, actually. And so what they did was they were doing an effect where they were revealing something, and then they told everybody at home to do the same thing. And they got all these submissions to get sent in, and then they streamed all those submissions together, so it's the world's longest magic trick or something like that.
He's always up to something. Yeah, I saw his clip on. I was like, what? Look at this guy.
Yeah, Big Trick Energy. Shout out to Chris, Ramsey, Eric. Yeah. Let's see, who else is on there?
Wes.
Wes is amazing. We love Wes. He's super crazy and fun. Him and his wife make amazing content as well. Super good stuff. They do stuff together. She does stuff on her own.
And Leclerc is on my Council of Erics. So
yeah, of course. How could you not have him on your council?
He's got that under his belt too. So I was giving people, so basically the way to find me or to book me as a magician or whatever, anything business related, or to find me on social, hashtag not that magic Mike. My website is my name, michaeldardant.com. But it's easier to find me, like telling people my name growing up, Michael Dardant, they don't know how to pronounce it. They're like, oh, what is that? Wait, are you European? Are you Italian? Are you gay? I'm like, Italian? No, I'm French. That's French last name. So Magic Mike always worked for me, but then eventually, the movie kind of ruined it because of that chanting scrotum guy, that actor. And so now I say hashtag not that Magic Mike, and that seems to work, and people can find. So I'm trying.
What would be really good is if you made memes of you kicking Magic Mike's ass in Magic Mike, right? In the same way that you did the VR thing.
When I get frustrated, I draw it late at night. I draw pictures of me kicking Channing Tatum's ass. It's something that kind of helps me cope. My therapist says it's fine as long as it's Channing Tatum and not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, you should do like a whole like TikTok video, short form content of you with cutouts, like of Channing Tatum in the Magic Mike outfit, and then you in your own cutouts. You mean like kind of kicking his
South Park
ass
style, like
and like it's like no, like it's like a kill book. And it's you showing yourself all the different ways that you want to kill him, and you make that, and and then you show like all your magic stuff covered in dust because you don't have a career anymore because he stole your name.
Yeah, so he stole my placement on Google for sure.
Son of a bitch.
So, I always wanted to have a scene in like a coffee shop where I'm sitting with him. If I ever get to meet him, I'm going to go, will you film this one thing for me? You just go, I'm Magic Mike. And I go, no, I'm Magic Mike. And we just go back and forth like that. And maybe I try to make him do a card trick and then he makes me try to do a dance move or something. But I did have a scene.
That's like a great SNL bit,
It's weird how creativity works. I have no idea what the first movie would be, but I did write a scene for the opening sequence of the sequel to that movie, if that makes any sense. And it's basically with Channing Tatum sitting at a diner but with a hoodie on, covered up, and these two guys walk in and he throws this script down, and the name of the script was something like I Hate Magic Mike or something like that, or he reveals during the scene, he's like, I told you to come alone, and there's two of them there, and like, we are alone. He's like, there's two of you. And then it goes back and forth, and then he reveals who he is. And it's basically then the script, the fake script that he's referring to as himself is essentially a remake of Bloodsport starring Channing Tatum. But it's Magic Mike. It was just an idea. Like,
you mean Frank
Bloodsport.
Dukes?
Right, but now he's playing it, but it's like a
right. But you should bring Frank Dukes into this whole thing now. So it should be like he is actually playing Frank Dukes, who's going to play a movie about Frank Dukes.
You mean bringing Van Damme?
And you should bring Van Damme in the film too.
Sure.
Because then it would be like, which reality are we talking about? The one that we're creating now, the real one, or the Van Damme version?
It doesn't matter, because if we could just set up a fight between those two for any reason.
You mean those three?
Like that. Well, at least Van Damme versus Channing Tatum. Because you know Van Damme's going to win, and so then
Channing Tatum is going to win.
No. Van Damme would win, so you get the comedy of Channing Tatum bleeding all over himself. Is why it would be a funny scene, you know.
Can you get like Chuck Norris involved so that he can just do like one thing with his finger and tap on the floor and everybody just falls to the ground?
Well, now I think you're getting a little far-fetched.
So I'm just saying that would be good.
I
mean, that would be like, wouldn't that be like the ultimate comedy movie of like Kung Fu?
Chuck Norris, you're asking a lot now. I don't know if my people can make that happen. Well, I'll see. You know what? I'll make some calls. Okay, I'll make some calls.
Listen, he would do it.
We had Ryan Reynolds picked for the part, but I like where you're going with it. You know. All right, so that was the link. We needed to wrap it anyways. So those are the links.
Chuck Norris has touched the podcast, and it's over. Michael Dardant, and/or AKA the Ninja, the Twitch. I love how character had to come in real quick. That's so great. All right, so I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming on and hanging out with me for a little bit and doing this with me. It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. I love you, and I will see you soon. Thank you again for being on. Oh my God. Let's just say it was good. It's good. It was good. Guys, I hope you had fun today. I know I did. Michael is an absolute, like, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to get to hang out with like a genius, weirdo, hangout, fun guy who just wants to be a kid and be on the internet and do magic tricks, well, folks, can't take you inside any more than that. What a fucking cool life, dude. Like, who wouldn't want to live that existence, honestly? Like, get to hang out with cool, famous magicians, get to play cool video games. But it's like my dream life. He's living my dream life. Coming over to your house, bro. All right, so with that, my friends, what an amazing episode, seriously. Please go check out his everything that is his life. And if you wouldn't mind, please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. It does start with you. Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff in this world, because if you do, then you end up poopity poops, and that's not good. And number 3, if you would not mind, right now while you're watching, share, like, subscribe, send this out to somebody who would like to see it. And if you don't like them, send it to them too, but send it twice. Love you. I thank you. I really do. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. And I will see you all on the other side.